you should be going.
Okay. Welcome back to Oasis Valley Mysteries, Mystical Repercussions arc. Previously, uh, birthday time. Young Alex visiting his father Fred along with his sister Tiffany. Alex's birthday came, the boy turning 12, and had a wonderful day. Spent time with his family, got his dad to take him and his friends down to the dirt bike area where they had fun for a while. Saw The Great Mouse Detective, great movie. Um,
Yep.
and
Yeah, go
went
watch
and
it.
had went and had some great ice cream. And then it was off to Carlos's place for the birthday dinner celebration. Alex uh, was treated to his favorite type of burger along with everyone else. The diner closed down for the celebration. A much needed respite after some of you have had a eventful day dealing with snakes and strange encounters with people from your past and a strange man in a snakeskin jacket, or even just dealing with the monthly. Well, this almost sounded like a period thing there for a second, but with your the monthly full moon madness there.
That's what a period
Still
is.
sounds like a period thing. Sorry. Um, but the party was a great time. Young Alex was treated to many gifts. Uh, sure to be his mom back home. Sure to be like, oh, we're upping the divorced parent gift game, huh? And he returns with 3 video game consoles or systems, 2 consoles and a Game Boy. But um,
He got Sonic, so he got the Sonic 1 or 2. I don't remember which I got him. Depends on what
whichever
time
was
we're
on the
in.
Sega, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, they're both on the Sega.
well,
Anyway,
yeah,
sorry.
but um, yeah, and Carlos, you realized this was the perfect time. Give the kid another gift as you had just finished the ride. And since this was aimed, the ride was definitely aimed more for the younger crowd. Figured this would be the perfect chance. So load up Alex, Manny, and Rio into the ride, and hearing their screams of delight and laughter, it seems they were having a good time until door opened and out rolled an empty minecart. Well, empty except for an agitated rattlesnake, as well as a business card and a burnt birthday candle. Uh, attitudes changed drastically very quickly as Fred and Carla both realized their kids were now missing. Investigating the ride turned up you realize that the kids rode through the ride until something magic or supernatural happened at the very end of it, as you realize through magic and deduction, uh, supernatural senses, you realized that something had whisked the kids away, as some clues seemed to click together, as those rattlesnake related incidences all seem to involve people down on their luck, wishing or desiring for a turn of luck. And what does a kid do on their birthday? They make a wish. And maybe you should know it, Carlos. You heard through your psychometry magic that Alex wished to see what the inside of the superorganism was like. Those of you who knew Alex, knowing that he was very interested in it and excited to see it when he came to visit his dad. So, realizing that your newly renovated ride, Carlos, was now seemingly, don't know if tainted, but changed by this entity's strange wish magic. You all loaded up, gathering up your supplies, and as you departed, I realized there was something I meant to have a character say. Fred?
Yeah?
Fred, you are in your, like, most serious state anyone here has ever seen you in. Not even Tiffany has seen you this serious, except for maybe times where her or her brother were, like, hurt. Either, accidents and stuff when they were younger. But Carla goes up to you as you're all waiting for the minecart ride. Well, the group split into two of the carts. Um, Carla comes up and she like grabs your hand or like grabs your hand, Fred, and she goes, "Go get our kids back." And she steps back to stand with Tiffany, the two of them staying back. Oh yes, that was another reveal. Fred, seems this isn't the first time your kid has disappeared through mysterious circumstances. Tiffany
Yeah, we're gonna
taking
unpack that. We're gonna unpack that
Tiffany,
later, but we're gonna unpack that.
yeah, Tiffany actually helping calm you down a bit as she's like reassuring you that Alex was a smart kid. This isn't the first time he's had to deal with things, and now he has friends with it alongside him. Carly even chiming in that, regrettably, that they have experience with this, so maybe they'll help each other out. Yeah. It seems little Alex may have inherited his father's what's the word?
Mundanity.
Well, in a rule book sense, but
Yes, that's what I mean.
Oh, that was the word. Predisposition to hijinks, weird hijinks. So,
Yeah,
loading
the fact
up.
that Mom sent them with me mainly to try and get them away from this is pretty fucking funny.
Mm-hmm. Stephanie kind of hinted that Mom needed a break because there was something serious happening that in her jurisdiction.
Kids are over here living in fucking Erie, Indiana this entire time.
And yeah, Fred's just the oblivious Midwest dad, and just like, his wife is apparently very competent at hiding things from him.
That's not a reassuring thing to hear.
No, but might be a relief that his deepest fears are now replaced with other fears.
I don't know if that's a relief.
I know. But
his biggest fears were replaced by bigger, worse fears.
Yes. And now, as the cart dropped you off, riding through the tunnel, you felt that strange transition as the tunnel, your artificial ride, opened up into the actual superorganism. The end of the line seeming to stop right at the edge of the cavern wall of the coral gallery, stretching before you with the strange, eerie, organic lighting that was one of the main draws for this area for tourism. Don't have to bring in expensive, deteriorating lighting. But as you went along, and this is where we'll pick up. I believe it was Winifred. You're the one who detected. You or Tommy, detected a piece of candy, and then a little bit further on, a different piece of candy or a wrapper of one.
Do you want to remind everyone that I fucking geared up for this? Got a hunting rifle. Yeah. I put spikes in my fucking cricket bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred has become serious,
Fred.
It's a little unsettling, but understandable.
Mm-hmm. And you seem to have a trail, as perhaps smartly so. The kids have left a Hansel and Gretel trail of sweets.
Oh God! Don't word it like that. Those kids die.
At least,
no, they don't.
I thought the whole point of the story is they throw the witch into the oven. Yeah,
some
they eat a woman.
Some don't.
They're the ones who eat the woman.
Yeah,
Some
they do
do,
with Art
some
Baker.
don't.
Well, either way, just watch out for any houses of candy you run into down here. Because
Oh,
I
God.
didn't put that down there. I don't know what it's doing here. Let's get away from that.
Eat sweets.
Olivia turns the corner, sees...
I won't bite
Olivia-
till you're fully cooked.
Olivia looks down a pathway without the candy, sees that, says nothing, and just walks away.
So,
Yeah, I ain't touching that shit.
so you are traveling in the soup organism. Some of you for the very first time. Well, no, you've all been in it by this point, but you know what I mean. This is the deepest some of you have been.
Olivia would be so excited if we weren't in, this.
Oh yeah, because this place was one of the ones that was open to the tourism and was highly advertised as a draw for it. It's like come visit take a scenic walk through the glowing lights of the Coral Gallery, without having to use, I use a lot of filler words. I realized Game Changers made me realize that.
That's really just something that's only human.
Yeah, that's called
especially
being a
DMing
human
improv.
and not having a script.
Yeah, it's one of the problems with improv.
I'm a writer, and I often have to remove filler words from my fucking writing.
Oh, same.
The problem is that I enjoy them too much. I love how people stumble and flounder
Hell,
through
I'm doing it
language.
right
I
now.
think it's so endearing.
But so yeah. Oh, I guess I should describe the scene just to kind of set it for you before you take over. So the Coral Gallery, it is a large. It's not a single cavern chamber, but it is a series of multiple kind of chambers, kind of connected to this long, winding passage. Well, not really long and winding. It's more of this. I'm not describing it well. It is, if you're not careful and straight off of the paths, it was very easy to get lost, but also fairly easy to be found because for the most part, from what, and like what a Fred, you would know this, and actually Fred, you would know this as well because you work in the museum and they have like exhibits about this.
Mm-hmm.
The Coral Gallery is believed to be an organ system dedicated to the exchange of air. Respiratory. Basically, they think it is a respiratory organ because for some reason, parts of the coral, these growths that are growing up, do kind of perform this like a strange equivalent of a chemical version of photosynthesis where they exchange, nitrogen, carbon dioxide into oxygen, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Question. We briefly touched on it at the end of last session, but to remind us all for this one. How long ago was it that this section was closed and therefore has had time to rewild?
The superorganism closed in the late 70s, mid to late 70s, so it's been about slightly less than 20 years since it was closed to the public, but the real abandoning of it beyond just use as a occasional passage for deep rangers or fencing crews.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond the main road that goes, air quotes, road, the path that it's one of the only main ways they maintain through it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than it's been left to rewild about 10 years, 12 years. So it's had some time.
Okay, so we can't exactly rely on human infrastructure to guide us. Not entirely.
Yeah. Because there were viewing platforms created using materials that were supposed to be resistant to the organism's natural digestive processes of anything foreign. But yeah, for the most part, it has been left to go feral again, if that's the proper term.
All right. And I believe you also said that creatures that are normal to the coral gallery aren't near the top of the danger list, but still watch out.
Yes, well, that was back when it was highly trafficked and maintained. So there is that chance that more dangerous things could have moved back in without the constant effort of rangers and caretakers or trail keepers.
I know this calls upon Fred's knowledge, but as someone who works at the museum, would Fred know what was usually found in the coral gallery?
Oh yes, and actually, it was kind of part of the ride. So part of the reason it's called a gallery, named after like fancy galleries and stuff, is that there are a modern day form of crinoids that have evolved to hang from or sprout from areas, and they look like chandeliers that have bioluminescent glowing filaments, which they act much like the cave worm or the glowworm caves, where they trap flying things and microorganisms. But there are there are occasionally mole tortoises that go through here. They like to chew on the coral at certain stages of its growth. They're one of the architects of like creating paths to go through it. There's also trolls, which I hear Legos.
Yes.
No, you don't.
But there's the trolls, which are the ground sloth endofauna. They realize they are ground sloths through genetic testing and such, but they will dig through as well. They're another one of the landscape architects, like a mole tortoise, where they will just dig new tunnels and such, much how they were in real life. But chupacabras, they sometimes show up, but they stick closer to the edges or the ceilings, where they can get to the blood.
Yeah, they might not even be interested in us because blood is plentiful for them here.
Yeah. For the most part, chupacabras on the inside, as long as you aren't intruding on a nest site or a feeding area, they are content to leave you alone, as long as you respect their territory. Which, Winifred, you would know that pretty well.
Yeah.
But jack-o'-lizards have been known to live around here. Sizzle slugs are pretty common. Fred has had encounters with those. But oh yeah, cytojellies are around. They bob around. They're not really a danger. At least the ones that live here aren't. There are some that are, stinging and toxic, but those, Winifred, they aren't really a problem here.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah. Again, that's not saying like those are the things that might be a threat. There are a lot of things down here, but for the most part, those are the ones that could be posed that you would know of the area historically that would have posed a threat to humans. But there are a lot of things that live down here.
Yeah.
Like there's the cyst lizards, which you've seen before. They were pretty common here, where they're like lizards that will gather up trash and stuff them into wounds in the walls to create cysts, around the stuff and stuff the trash in there to make nest sites. And there's even an exhibit in the museum of like, look at the stuff recovered from cyst lizard nests. Why you should be careful about leaving trash inside the superorganism, like sunglasses and stuff. Yeah.
So our proverbial cookie trail might disappear.
Oh, very much. Yeah, Winifred, you would know this trail is probably not last super long.
Might as well pick up the garbage along the way then.
Would I have a rope on? Oh yeah, I do have my lasso, but that's not really long enough to make a.
I imagine you.
You're not
because,
going to be able to Theseus this maze.
Yeah, I imagine you brought some kind, like a bag of general supplies with you.
Yeah.
I'll
Being
like.
the ex-
Can I like make like little marks on the wall as we go to hopefully follow back?
Sure. Although I will say you do have a deep ranger with you. She has a pretty good sense of direction, but
That is true.
that won't hurt. If you try to make like.
I'll just have like
No. Now, how would you be making these marks, or how would you be doing this?
What are the walls like, fleshy or bony?
Coral.
So
the path is leading into the coral growths, which it looks a lot like coral, coral reefs and stuff, but they are growing out in the air, and they are a little. I really should have thought of how to describe it better, but yeah, they're calcified. They have calcified skeletons, so they have a fleshy outer layer and a tougher interior layer.
Okay, so having like I'm sure there's just a thing that exists like for actual like hikers and stuff. Something to mark their trail or splunkers.
Well, yeah, I've heard of some cave people like using glowing markers.
Yeah, I know. I'll take some of my my railroad spikes.
Corals is a living thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're gonna have to cut this living. I mean, everything's down here is living.
Yeah, the fucking moltor just eats its way through the entire organism. A little railroad spike, I don't think is going to hurt it.
Mole tortoises also don't have to debate ethics or have guilt. It's a tortoise.
Okay, are the coral a part of the superorganism, or are they are organisms inside the superorganism?
Yes.
To be fair, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
One could say chupacabras are a part of the superorganism. They're only living here.
Yeah, without me like trying to think up on the fly of like deep research into their study, we're gonna lose the forest for the trees.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Couldn't you use like a kind of chalk or something? Something that's.
I could. Yeah, that was my next thought.
Less destructive.
Just
be aware that whatever kind of things we leave behind might eventually be found by someone else.
Or picked up by a cyst lizard and carried off.
Yeah.
Should I roll preparedness for some kind of chalk or something to mark a path?
Sure.
Alright, Olivia. How much does Roll20 hate me today?
Let's find out.
Lower the gates.
No, not bad.
Yeah, I got him.
Okay, so it's not chalk.
Yeah, it's gonna be some kind of.
Nope, you have actually a pluripotent item, because hearing that you might be going into the superorganism, you actually have a little stash of these in your truck just for, or maybe back at home because you went home.
Yeah.
You pull out a pack of glow sticks.
Oh hell yeah!
But these are they're not living.
Biodegradable.
Yeah, sort of. The inside is based off of the bioluminescence chemicals of organisms down here on the superorganism, and it's made with the plastic that is supposed to be taste bad. it was literally created to be like for people. You're not supposed to have this, is what I'm saying. This is for interior use for pluripotent, like mining, fencing crews or carving crews, where it's like it's their version of a flare. Not quite like a road flare, but it's a glow stick that you drop, and it's supposed to taste bad to a cis lizard if they try to come over and pick it up and carry it off.
Okay. Yeah. Olivia pulls it out. I imagine there's just like a silent look between her and Winifred.
Winifred doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, you use this in your job too, Winifred. And one of the things is they can be broken to like pour the chemical, the fluid inside out to like paint something if you need to. It's not good to get on like your exposed skin, but
if I have a decent amount of them, could I just like literally sit them in like the crook of one of the one of the pieces of coral and then just collect them and as we come back?
Yeah, you rolled a success on your preparedness, so you have an industrial pack of these. They're smaller than a normal glow stick, about half the size, and but they glow very brightly once you like crack them and shake them up.
Cool. Yeah, Olivia will do that.
Okay.
Just say, hey, just when we're let's grab these on our way out. Just if as long as we're not,
Oh yeah, that's one thing I should have mentioned. As part of the stinger, as when you left, started walking into it. Somebody, as soon as all eyes were off of it, the next person to look back, the tunnel and minecarts would have been gone.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, they just kind of,
I realized I should have said this before we spent this time looking for glow sticks.
You did.
Yeah, it was.
I mentioned it last game.
Yeah.
I remembered it from then.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's been a few weeks.
Been
2 weeks
since you looked at me.
2 weeks is a few.
Okay, so we're not getting into this debate, but my stance is a couple is 2 and a few is 3 or more.
Yep.
I'm not getting into the debate either. Let's just continue.
All right.
It's not a debate. That's
just
what those
follow
words
the
mean.
trail.
Because once you have a couple of people, 2 people that are a couple, that's 2 people. But then once you start adding more to that couple, they become a throuple or something. Okay, we're going. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, I agree with you.
You're gonna have this argument.
I know, and then I did.
Yeah.
For the record, I agree with you.
Hey.
So.
I mark our path because theoretically, Winifred should know the way back from this area.
Or should be able to find it.
Yeah, once you get your bearing, Winifred, you probably have a good chance of being like, okay, yeah, we go this way. So, like, to find, like, quote, civilization.
Yeah, I am.
Follow the trail.
I'm stalking in the front, by the way. If anybody has a problem with that, you can take it up with my ass.
So, now that we're all down here, and you have a path, and you're trying to do something with this, let's see what I need you to roll. Probably an act under pressure. Yeah.
From us all.
Well, whoever's leading it, although I will let someone roll, instead of just like everyone rolling at once to like flood it, we're gonna have at least someone like leading the search, because that's not everyone can like
be in front.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like someone to roll an act under pressure, and I will let someone do a help out if you can come up with a way that you're helping out.
Okay.
So, Winifred, you're taking lead, so you'd probably do act under pressure for this.
Yeah. Let me see. It's cool. I do not have a good cool, so I don't think I have a way to roll that besides.
Yeah, fair. So would anyone like to help out?
What does help out use?
Cool.
I'm not. I've got a 1 in cool. Does anyone else have anything
Remember,
better?
bonuses are kind of like marginal.
Yeah, I know, but like if I
They
fail,
can make the difference, but there's no hurt in just rolling.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah, I
D&D
know,
where you
but
have to obsess over your stats.
yes, I know. I'm just saying, if someone else has a better chance of rolling the help out,
Well, it's more like, does anybody have an idea how they would help out?
Yeah.
see, Olivia, I
That's the
think,
key thing.
Very well, I shall
Olivia's
provide
got-
a reason for how Hanzo can assist. While he has no idea how to navigate a fucking superorganism, he's going to let Winifred know that all she needs to do is focus on what's ahead. He's going to watch the rear.
Okay. You focus more on tracking. What were you gonna say?
that like Olivia has her high-powered flashlight that she's used to fucking blind things before. So say like she'd be able to. Goddamn.
Damn.
Well, okay, so you get a bonus to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you get a +1 to your roll there, Winifred.
Yeah,
for
let's
your
see what
academic pressure.
happens. Alright.
Yay.
And 11. 11's not an advanced success, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Oh, wait.
No, I don't have advanced anything yet.
Yeah. But yeah, you... What's that?
Go ahead.
So, following the candy trail, it's fairly easy at first. The kids seem to be fairly liberal with the candy they're dropping. Though you do see after a bit, they may you get the sense that they realize they need to be a little more reserved, and it might be a little nerve wracking for Fred especially. But there are points where you don't see another piece of candy in the trail, and they have to go a bit further. But Winifred, with your tracking down in the deep, being a deep ranger for decades and using your vampiric senses, it's not like a bloodhound, but you're pretty certain you're like, okay, this doesn't smell normal, so pretty sure kids went this way. And sure enough, after when those moments happen where you kind of lose sight of a physical trail, you're able to follow the pheromone trail. You're able to follow
Two preteens,
Children.
two preteen boys. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I can follow that.
3 preteen boys.
Isn't it a preteen boy and a preteen girl?
Yep.
I think.
Manny's the boy, Rio's the girl.
So,
Yeah, but all. Oh, right.
2 preteen boys and 1 preteen girl.
And
I'm pretty sure that the
You're-
girl will have better hygiene. Not to throw shade on y'all, but damn.
Damn, bitch, you look like this.
But so continuing along, Hanzo, you are, as you're on lookout, your head swiveling around. There is a moment where you think you see, as you're passing through these, the way the coral grows, they kind of create these natural passages and tunnels that you're not sure if either they grew this way or if something carved a path through it. Because sometimes the coral will arch overhead and you have to pass under these arches where the chandelier crinoids are hanging down. So you have to duck to avoid getting your hair in the hanging strands. But Hanzo, there's a moment where you realize that there might be movement off to the side as the group's following after Winifred, and you call for a pause. And when you point it out to Winifred, you realize it seems to be like a small group of jack-o'-lizards that are kind of shadowing you. They don't seem too keen on going after such a large group, but Hanzo, with that very good awareness, you are you are fully aware that you are being shadowed by some of the locals. But Winifred, you know that for such a small group of jackal lizards, unless they like meet up with a larger pack, should be okay.
Okay.
That
Watching
being
them for
said,
now.
They could join in if a situation changes.
Yeah. You ever
Yeah.
see that episode of Primal where the African wild dogs just stalk them over an entire episode?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah.
That is the way the dog do. Just like humans.
I've still not seen any of Primal.
It's really good. Well,
Yeah.
the first season is one of the best shows I've ever seen. Second season has its high points, but oh boy, does it end on a low point.
Yeah, the dog stalking.
Tartakovsky.
The dog stalking is only second in creepiness to me to the fucking rabid sauropod.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing that's gonna
think we
top
have
a
to
rabid
worry about
sauropod.
That episode fucks you up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good show. If you ever want to see season 1, I've got it on DVD.
Nice. But I forgot where we left off.
Jackal
The
lizards.
jackal lizards.
Okay, yeah,
Stalking.
they're yeah, so you are aware that at the moment they're more than likely not going to be a threat, but that could change if you get deeper into unknowingly their territory. But now that you know that they're there, Winifred, you know to look out for the signs of their that if a pack has been around.
I'm gonna find some more.
Because back when this place was active, they're one of the things usually actively kept away. But because they could take out a kid no problem and drag him off into the darkness.
Sure, that's lovely information for Fred.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that she's keeping that to herself, but she is going to start walking faster.
Mm-hmm. So, how are y'all doing on this first leg of the trip?
Olivia is honestly like, if it weren't for these circumstances, she'd be excited. But these are not the best circumstances in the world. So she's like got her serious face on.
None of you have ever seen Fred so locked the fuck in.
I imagine the closest was probably when you got fucked up saving the twins the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Dad mode got activated once. Now it's serious dad mode.
Yep.
Olivia's just keeping an eye on Fred, just to not she's worried about him, you know.
So, traveling through, what about the rest of you? Hanzo, Tommy?
Yeah. Tomothy.
Hanzo's on point. He is surveying every shadow, every nook, every cranny.
Yeah, Tommy's just keeping an eye out.
Yep. Carlos is just watching, looking.
Despite the extraordinary circumstances, Hanzo is just business, as usual.
Hanzo.
And
Honestly, reassuring right now, I think.
so, tracking along, and Winifred, you did because you rolled so well. As you are continuing along, you find what you realize this was probably one of the older trails as you step out, and it's a bit broader in between the corals. You see patches that have started to regrow, but you realize from just the tracks in the area and the scarred ground, you realize this probably became like the equivalent of a deer trail through a forest, but for other superorganism endofauna. You realize that Oh yeah, that's probably like a troll came through here every once in a while, or a mole tortoise. But it was out here that you and Tommy would probably notice this because yeah, the best sniffers, I guess. Oh yeah, Tommy, are you
Yeah.
human or beast mode right now?
Tommy's staying human mode.
Okay. Although you are even deep underground, you still feel that tidal pull, that itch. Because it is the full moon tonight. Being underground seems to help a little bit, but you still feel it even through all these layers of earth and flesh. But
Noted.
yeah. So I'm just gonna say there might be some things for you to consider when things happen later, or when things happen. But you two would be the first to notice this with your powerful senses of smell. And Winifred, you're keenly attuned to like track down like smells that you aren't familiar with being in an area like this. As both of you smell the distinct, I'm like stumbling over my words, repeating things. You smell the burn of sulfur and fireworks. You smell what's as up ahead. You along this trail, the candy trails seem to have led here. You find what looks to be you have to stoop down and pick it up because it's kind of hidden among the folds and scarring of the floor of this trail. You pick up the scorched remains, still warm to the touch, of a firecracker. Looks very familiar. Carlos.
Best gift I could have given the kid.
As you realize, now that you think back to it, Fred, you don't remember seeing the fireworks on the table with the other gifts where you had told your son that they were supposed to stay.
I'm not sure that was the best idea, right now, Carlos.
But
I mean, like, I can't blame you because hindsight 2020, we had no idea that was happening. But
so, if you would like, I would like. This would be a good time for an investigative mystery.
Yes.
Hey, I'm good at that.
So, who wants to take a crack at this?
I do.
Would you like assistance?
Yeah, I
Sure.
can use my weird for
14!
that. So no, never mind. She's good.
Fuck.
Damn.
Look, it's her best stat. If she could kick ass with her sharp, everybody would be in trouble.
So, yeah, you get. Do you have advanced yet?
I don't know. I should really take it.
So, you get a hold of 2. What happened here? What sort of creature? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here? And again, not all some of those questions don't really apply to this situation, but if you can think of an appropriate question that might count, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always want to encourage for like investigate a mystery or read a bad situation. If you have a specific question you want to ask that isn't one of the options, feel free. Sometimes I might be able to answer, sometimes I can't.
Yeah, yeah, I think the obvious question is, where are the kids?
Okay, where did it go for that question?
Yeah.
So you look around as you realize, Winifred, I want to take you along as well. You and Olivia kind of case the area, both of you pointing out. It looks like there might have been something of a scuffle here. Some of the red weed strands that crisscross the ground in areas. Some of them look like they've been trampled or, twisted up. Just like how grass will, when kids are playing in a a yard or something.
Mm.
But looks like there is definitely a scuffle or activity here around where the firework was, as there do seem to be well, you want to know what was here, but you realize pretty quickly, Olivia, that seems they took off down this path.
Okay.
And going with your just because you rolled so high, and this is your first time tracking people in an environment like this, but you can tell from where, like, just the crushed bits of the red weed and other, crushed bits along this scarred trail. It looks like they went running just from like the length of the footsteps.
Okay.
Which once you
Yeah,
point that out, Winifred, you'd be like, oh yeah, they definitely started running off.
I have
Before
a.
you get moving, Hans is going to point out if they felt the need to use a firecracker.
I'm just gonna say, for my second question that's not on the list, are there any other creatures here?
Okay. Yes. Once you realize that, okay, these look like that would be like the appropriate footprint for like a kid their sizes. You're like, okay, those are their tracks, and oh, that's not their tracks. That looks like something gouged through the, like, comparing the meat moss, like
Yeah.
you realize that something kind of tore through it, definitely bigger. But it looks like it was only one. It doesn't look like, as you might have been fearing, a group of jack-o'-lizards. Bigger footprints, but only a single set that you can tell.
Okay. Then like
You
as
don't know if
for
it's
like
bipedal or four-legged, but there are like these like indicators.
yeah, Olivia's gonna point them out.
Would I recognize these?
They went
Um,
running that way.
If you want to roll an investigate a mystery for that, what sort of creature is it option, you can.
Okay. I am able to roll that with my weird, with a
Yep.
+1 because of my bullshit.
Yeah, I'll point that out to Winifred so she can get
Nice.
the source.
So, looking at it, you don't really. It's so with that you would realize that it is a bipedal gate at the very least, at least mainly. Looks like maybe there might have been like a front limb that went down, like when it like reared back. As you realize where the firework landed, there's like a depression where like something big might have fallen and crushed some of the red weed and the moss, for lack of a better term, the ground cover. And something pushed its way back up. Bigger, you're not sure. It's bigger than a human would be, but smaller than a troll. Maybe a juvenile, if you had to like
Guess.
absolutely guess, that you're not sure without like further confirmation. You don't see any like hair or anything. Actually, you would. You do find like where this thing tumbled. You do find what looks to be like a scrap of pale fur. What looks to be like a scrap of pale white fur.
Okay.
Which that doesn't really narrow it, because a lot of things down here that do have fur, like chupacabras or the trolls, not a lot of pigment in them down here.
It would be pale white no matter what. Okay.
But
well,
it does seem a little weird, like when you pick it up and like twist it between your fingers. It does feel like off. It doesn't feel like, because you've felt like chupacabra fur, because you've had to deal with them pretty up close. You're like you have encountered trolls and stuff. It doesn't
seem like any of those.
Yeah, this feels off. Like with that success, you can tell it's not one of those two. But from the size, maybe a juvenile troll, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell everybody I don't know what the hell this is, so I'm going to continue following this, and she's going to go down the trail.
So yeah, something started chasing them.
Yeah, and its trail does seem to be following theirs.
They must have used the firecracker to deter it.
Yeah. If you look here, that's where they set it off, and you see here, that's where something stomped soon after.
You do see, with the firework, you do find like a burnt match.
So they're resourceful kids.
And Carlos, it's the 90s, so there is like a little fishbowl of just matchbooks in the diner, and looks like the same kind of color of matchstick those matchbooks would have.
Yep.
So you're thinking like, oh, those crafty little buggers.
Honestly, it's like, they got it out past me, those crafty little fuckers.
Although you do know, the twins, their mother has gotten really pissed at them when she's caught them trying to take like a matchbook or two from it.
No fire for you.
Kids will, kids will just play. It's an unfortunate fact.
Yes.
But, so you have a heading.
I follow.
So, another check-in. How you doing, Fred?
Bad?
Like, visibly to everyone else?
No, Fred's locked the fuck in. Fred will allow himself to feel things when he has his kid.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Like, this is pure fucking animal survival mode right now.
Yeah, I think, it's like you and Olivia are the ones right behind Winifred at the forefront of it.
Yeah, he's gone into serious dad mode. I've gone into like, hunting, like going after an animal.
Babysitter mode.
Babysitter mode, yes, thank you.
Winifred is hunting.
Yeah, Winifred's hunting. I'm like, Olivia's had to track animals, for her job, so she's kind of fallen into that headspace. It just happens that these animals are Fred's kids.
So,
well, Fred's kid and the twins.
Yeah. So as we're going along, Carlos, just well, I'm not gonna give you a reason why. Just roll me a weird.
1 second.
If Winifred didn't keep it, I'm gonna take that first.
Yeah, you're gonna have it.
Is there just a generic? It's okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Give me just a second. I hear my brother just got home. I'm gonna go check in on him real quick, and we'll get back to that roll. So.
All right.
Mingle.
Gotcha.
Hey, Carlos.
What's up?
Not that we could have known, but good call with the fireworks.
Every young kid should be able to commit a little arson.
All right, look. You should not have given child Olivia fireworks. The school there wouldn't be a school in town if he did.
But you can't set the entire school on fire with just a handful of bottle rockets.
You're not dedicated enough.
Maybe you're not.
No, I'm not saying that it's not dedicated enough, but the kind of bottle rockets I bought weren't the kind that, you can set an entire school on fire. Jesus, I didn't go all the way to Tijuana.
I didn't say those ones specifically. I just said you didn't want to give child Olivia things that were flammable.
I got things that were flammable when I was little, and turned out fine.
Okay, but you're like
And when was
When you
that?
were little was a very... Yeah.
Nothing was flammable back then. You hadn't yet discovered fire.
I would say everything was flammable back then.
When was that? The
Yeah.
Stone Age?
He's
What
not
I
gonna
miss?
tell you.
We're discussing that Winifred may in fact be the prehistoric Prometheus.
What?
We're talking about like the fire because Olivia was like, "Hey, Carlos, good call." Even though we didn't know this was gonna happen, that was a good call with the fireworks. And then it was like, and you did not want to give child Olivia things that were flammable. There wouldn't be a school left in town.
You shouldn't give children things that are flammable to play with. And Winifred went, I had things that were flammable to play with when I was little, and I was fine.
And then that got into, oh yeah, and when was that?
She will not say.
Yes.
Precisely.
Yeah, sorry, my brother got home, so I was just checking in with him. Funny thing, when he got home last night, I noticed he was covered in blood.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh fuck.
Because it was a horror convention, and they had a special photo op with
Oh.
Danielle Harris, Michael Myers' niece from Halloween 4, where they got photo op with her where they were covered in fake blood to look like they were victims.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay. And so that went from horrifying to cool.
I mean, that's not special. Sometimes I wake up with blood on my body and like, where'd this come from? Oh, my nose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like God, waking up after a bloody nose when you have a white pillowcase, it's like, oh God, where's the horse head?
Or in the case of poor Will over here, it's like,
Oh yeah, that poor child. Speaking of poor children's.
Children's.
Poor childs.
Uh,
Poor childs. Julia Childs.
oh right, you rolled. No, what?
No, ignore me.
Sorry, a tangent popped in my head, but I'm going to resist it. Carlos.
Yes.
So with the weird, as you are continuing along, you're not trailing behind the group, but you're like probably in the middle of it. Just since Hanzo's keeping up the rear, but you have your headphones around your neck, and there is you hear that like faint static of something interfering out. Like a walkie suddenly gets tuned into something. And you lift up the headphone to your ear. You listen, and it's very faint. Like if you hadn't rolled so well, you don't think you would have caught up. I'll just say if you hadn't rolled so well, you wouldn't have caught on to this. But you hear what sounds like distant music. No words, but it's a really you realize all of a sudden after it's like you think it might be like a musical jingle just because of like how annoyingly familiar it is, like something that was stuck in your head for a while, and suddenly like you hear it again and you're like, oh damn it. But you realize, no, not a jingle. Theme song? But you just can't place it. It sounds like a cartoony little like theme song or something that you swear you've heard this before many times before, but you just can't place it. And when you try to go and ask, like, if anyone else had heard it, it like fades away, and you're just like, damn it. But
fucking hell, I had like this faint thing of a theme song.
Theme song.
Tip of my finger. I couldn't fucking place it, but it's gone now.
What was the like tune?
I don't know, GM. What was the tune?
well, I'm not a musician, so do you want to try to hum it? Like, just say your character hums it?
Yeah, I can hum it. I'm messing with you. Okay.
No, I know.
Hey.
Will is the
Is that what I
musical
think it is?
DM.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Dude, is that what I think it is?
And yeah, there is a moment where you're just like, Carlos, there's an eerie moment where Olivia immediately just starts humming along in perfect recognition, and then she starts mumbling, "Chewie the Chupacabra."
Yeah.
As you hear, it's the little cartoon theme song for the not Chewie the Chupacabra, but Deep Ranger Darling with Chewie the Chupacabra, the old like Magic School Bus esque educational cartoon about like the superorganism, which only had like 1.5 seasons produced, but like not like super big seasons either. It was like, oh, this was actually surprisingly popular, and then they tried to do more with it, and that's when kind of the stuff kind of kicked in the 70s, where it's just like, okay, the tourism kind of failed. But
it's just fucking singing along to it, then like blinks. Wait, what?
Okay, look, you have as much information as I do in this situation.
You don't know Chewie the Chupacabra?
I moved here 3 years ago.
Yeah, you're not a local. Yeah. No, Chewie the Chupacabra. That was like a cartoon they ran back in like the 70s.
Which
it was,
Carlos, you would know this because the twins have put it on in like the like TV that the diner has, just like,
oh yeah, the kids have thrown it on every now and again.
They have a VHS copy of it, of like a couple episodes.
Yeah, I loved it as a kid. Why is it?
You don't think it's elite for the kids, do you? That we're on the right trail, maybe?
You think there's a...
Olivia, you would know that because Deep Ranger Darling, one of the things that her and Chewie the Chupacabra would like give safety tips about, the superorganism, and they did have an episode or two about the Coral Gallery, and you vaguely recall, something about if you get lost, look for the elevated platforms, that kind of thing.
Okay. Oh yeah. There was an episode of.
I really should have made you roll for that. Dang it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No rolling. Like, this is her deep obsession.
Yeah, we've established that she fucking loved that show. She bought all of the plushies immediately.
Yeah, in one of the first episodes, you bought the Chewie the Chupacabra plush from Sue's Park.
Yeah. I think Ranger, what was her name? Ranger
Darling.
Ranger Darling, I think, was probably young gender envy for Olivia.
Maybe cartoon crush.
Yeah.
That was clear the very moment you established that relationship. So I have to come up to you, Nora. I'm putting my hand on your shoulder. Nora?
Yes?
We may have to confront the possibility that Miss Frizzle kidnapped the kids.
No! No!
Nora, I'm afraid we're gonna have to kill Miss Frizzle.
No! Fuck off!
Too late.
You think you could?
No.
Yeah, you think you could, DZ?
No.
No,
No.
that's why I'm afraid. We're going to lose.
Oh,
there is a moment where Carlos goes, "No,
yeah,
no,
Ranger Darling.
Fuck,
He did.
no."
That's Carlos going.
Oh, Carlos.
Because the kid may have wished for someone to help him.
Yeah, Carlos. There was an episode about the Coral Gallery. They said if you get lost, to look for to go to the elevated platform.
I'm unfortunately familiar from the VHS.
Yeah, do you think that if your magic stuff is trying to tell us to look up those?
I'm hoping that's what it is and not the alternative.
What's the alternative?
Wish magic gets fucky wucky. It's why we don't. It's like playing with a nuclear engine. You don't fucking do it.
That's not reassuring in the slightest.
Well,
the birthday
okay.
cake is the magical equivalent of the devil core.
Oh
I'm not
God.
saying the birthday cake is the equivalent of the devil core or anything like that. But I'm just saying there's some weird shit going on. Shit we weren't aware of. with rampant wish magic. And if those kids wished for help down here, and they knew that VHS, if there's a fucking living television cartoon character again, I'm going to riot.
Again?
We don't talk about the first time, right, Hanzo?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Carlos just internally, I see the mind wipe is still in effect. Good.
The Lost Ark!
My God.
Well, there's a previously established link of Carlos and Hanzo being previous work buddies.
Once or twice, but this adventure you're referring to does not ring any bells in his head.
I don't know if we established
this.
or it's been so long that I can't remember what it was.
I'm just bullshitting. You guys gotta stop me at some point.
I know,
No.
that is
Well,
one of
that's
your...
the problem with Monsters of the Week is bullshitting end up leading to lore sometimes, so we have to be careful.
Yeah.
It's like wish magic.
Anyway.
Follow the trail.
Hey, if they summoned her or whatever, then that means they're in good hands.
Oh god.
You hear... Well, I didn't mean to make it sound like a frog, but Winifred, you quickly hush everybody as up ahead, before this path would have been, illuminated with basically a larger version of the glow sticks, the organic lighting, where, or liquid lighting that would illuminate. But in the darkness, kind of like the gloom ahead, because there is still, like, the D&D equivalent of, like, low light.
Yeah.
But you have to stop everyone and tell them to shut up, as up ahead you see kind of snuffling around, almost literally the first thing you see reaching out from beyond a shelf of coral. You see a large, almost tapir-like nose just snuffling around in the air, followed by what look to be large, almost porcine tusks. As lumbering around the corner, you see the pale, mostly hairless form of a troll lumbering forward on four legs. The front limbs walking on its knuckles, as you see curled underneath it these wicked saber-like claws that you can tear through flesh and bone very easily, or they can gouge through the bone of the superorganism very quickly. As you realize this is not a juvenile, this is a full grown. And it wasn't until the Chicago trip and seeing the skeleton of a giant ground sloth that I realized the name giant is very appropriate. These things are massive.
Yeah, they big.
Yeah.
Especially if we're talking this being primarily bipedal.
Yeah, well, this one is going along on all four limbs, lumbering forward. Yeah, they're huge.
I imagine when they're big enough, they probably do go down to four more often because they're heavier.
And surprisingly, they're about the same size as that chart. Like, not much of a increase or decrease in size. But they, Winifred, they can be grumpy and temperamental if they're disturbed, as this one's just going along. And you kind of feel your undead heart, or whatever the term is for vampires, I still have to clarify, kind of beat faster as the tapir-like trunk nose swivels over in the group's direction before the head swivels around, and you see the glint of it, the eyes reflecting in it. It looks in your groups directly at your group. Fairly noisy and out of place, especially with all the talk of, talking about Chewie the Chupacabra and all that. But you all kind of hold your collective breaths before it seems you're not worth the attention, and it goes shuffling along, lumbering across the trail. And actually, it would stop like partway across the trail, lean down, sniff, and Winifred, you're the only one who would see as it picks up a piece of candy with the proboscis and then tosses it in its mouth.
Oh no!
But it continues along its way, and you wait a few minutes to ensure that it's just not like sitting off to the side of the path, and you're free to continue.
Keep an eye on the high ground. I think Carlos's mumbo jumbo was trying to give us a heads up, so to speak.
Mumbo jumbo.
Look at the way he's dressed.
Can you
He
hear
knows
my?
mumbo jumbo.
Can you hear my dog yap? Roar, roar, roar in the background.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Very, very softly.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
vocal.
he's always
Lot to
excited when my
say.
brother gets home. But yeah, I mean that's
I say mumbo jumbo
That's-
affectionately.
rat bassets. They're noisy. Anyways,
So that was
So-
a fully grown one.
yep. Winifred, you've seen bigger because they can get, just bigger with age. But that one looks to be a mature adult for size and, body proportions.
Mm-hmm.
The claws are definitely more pronounced than like the model and historical ones because these ones, the claws are almost like curled up mole hands with these giant, pickaxes for claws.
So they can get through the.
What is?
Well,
What's
here's
their
a
like
question.
usual food?
They, much like the mole tortoise, they dig up certain organs within the flesh of the superorganism. You do know that some younger trolls like the coral gallery because of they like to chew on some of the younger coral growths, and some of the, it's not like a uniform type of coral. Very much like coral reefs, there's all kinds of different shapes and colors and looks to them. They like very, very different structures. It's just, if I try to go through describing how each one looked, we'd be here for a while, and I don't want to bore everybody with that.
Hmm.
That's for off-camera stuff when I can write up a list and stuff.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they pretty much like everything down here. There's not really there are plants, so there's not really a lot of herbivores. Everything is usually omnivorous or just straight up carnivorous. Or sanguivorous in the case of the chupacabras.
I know there wasn't a whole lot to go off of for the evidence, but we saw from what evidence of the scuffle, could this be the same troll that they scared off? Because
No,
No,
this
it
was
chased
bigger.
them, remember?
yeah,
and this looked bigger. Like
yeah,
if-
that's
Oh.
exactly it. Not only is this one larger, if this thing had been pissed off with fireworks, I think it would have charged.
So that means there's two trolls right now.
Well, we only know one of them is a troll.
Yeah.
True.
me, I'm the troll.
Yeah, you are.
It's me, boy.
Yeah,
I live
good
under your
job.
bridge.
Alright. Winifred's
So,
gonna
yeah.
keep moving forward. She's going to be noticeably quieter this time and send pointed glances at everybody.
And as you continue along, Winifred, you're like, okay, it ate a piece of candy. Okay, there's another one. Seems the kids got back as you realize, because it has been some time since you saw that first, where you saw the fireworks. You've been walking and talking for a while. So it looks like the kids stopped running after a bit. Maybe whatever, as you do notice, you kind of lose track of whatever was following them as well. Like the footprints kind of veered off.
Mm.
Maybe whatever was following them lost interest. Probably slower than 3 sugar hyped up, adrenaline fueled kids.
Probably. Fair enough.
But as you continue along, you do find more that the candy trail seems to pick up as they do seem to be sticking to this strange scar trail, I guess would be an appropriate term, because enough things have walked along here. It's literally scarred it,
Yeah.
like that thing in Friend Kane. But
not a place of honor.
And let's see. Hanzo, you're still keeping a look, and every once in a while you're like, oh, the jack-o'-lizards lose interest, but you or Winifred would eventually notice that, nope, that little group seems to be following us, and you can't be sure if more have joined the group, but you're keeping an eye on it.
I don't imagine they are going to leave, because in case anything is killed, I imagine, like actual jackals, they will harvest.
Oh, that's exactly why they are named that, is, well, the behavior of like jackals or hyenas where they will scavenge kills of larger things, or go after carrion and stuff. Carrion doesn't last long in the superorganism, but also one of the other they may say this actually this might have been like a fun fact in the Ranger Darling show that jack-o'-lizards are named that because they are much explain that they are much like jackals in behavior, but also because their large wide toothy maws almost look like a jack-o'-lantern grin. That kind of
that's some gender envy for baby Olivia. Wow, she knows all the cool animal things.
I mean, it really tracks that you would end up working at the preserve.
Yeah.
But so continuing along, Tommy,
Yo.
I need you to roll and act under pressure.
Can do, will do.
I'm sure it's fine.
I just remember the times Tommy had a.
Oh.
Tommy has a grenade.
Oh.
Yeah, it was his act under pressure that led to him getting a grenade.
Yeah. It just came screaming back to me. Tommy still has a grenade.
Yeah, Tommy, as you're trailing along, you just feel that full body itch just get worse and worse and worse. You know you can't resist this any longer. With that bad of a failure, you have to become the beast right now. You are surrounded by flesh and meat and blood and heartbeats, just ba-dum, 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 just all around you. Even though the moon...
I also just lost my water to a cat. Big sad.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Water thieving beast.
God. There was someone on Tumblr who was like, I'm worried my cats haven't been drinking enough water, so I purposely started doing like a decoy glass of water because I know they love thinking they're getting away with something by drinking out of my cup. So take a few sips and then leave it there, and sure enough, see them out of the corner of my eye, sneakily getting hydrated.
Get hydrated, idiot.
I thought I heard sounds of distressed Shady.
He was trying to eat my microphone earlier.
I did hear that.
All right. What is this going to be?
So yeah, Tommy, what's it look like?
I imagine it's just sort of like an unnatural sort of stretching, like fingers growing, muscles enlarging in the sort of sickly manner, fur sprouting through what looks like raw skin.
Tommy?
Very
stop.
Animorphs howling.
Oh god. Oh, I think Tommy's having an American Werewolf in London moment.
Exactly. Imagine, like, there's also high-pitched screaming through the throat, sort of bone crackling.
Oh no!
I just want to make sure everyone knows what that is, so I'm gonna post a link for us to watch after the session.
So you see Tommy just ripple out, ignoring the conservation of mass completely, as he just hulks out into a thing twice his size that he was a moment ago. Probably even more than twice, honestly.
Ah, shit.
It's not the first time, but
Thankfully, Tommy's pants are very stretchy.
Mm-hmm.
He has Hulk pants.
His pants are bigger for this sort of situation.
It's like the opposite problem that the Animorphs had, where clothing doesn't shapeshift unless it's skin tight. So there was a lot of like bicycle shorts and like athletic gear.
Or just being naked.
Mm-hmm.
Just get real comfy being naked with your cousin.
Oh god, Turbo Teen. Oh, what the God, that's so appropriate. Didn't Jack Kirby work on Turbo Teen?
Quite possible.
Anyways, so, Tommy, you have become the Beast.
And that Turbo Teen apparently has junk in the trunk.
Literally. And Tommy, you know what a difference in like sensation is between when you're a human on the surface and in your thylacine form on the, and just how more rich and vibrant and alive everything is. Like, you know, at night when you're a human in the desert, even with your enhanced senses, it's no comparison to when you're fully transformed like this. And with the full moon, it's even more sensory overload. And you are down here in the, not the heart, there's multiple hearts, you're not in a heart, but you are in the depths of the superorganism, surrounded by beating, you know, multiple heartbeats, surrounded by flesh, the smell of blood, just strange nature just surrounding and bearing down on you.
Tommy is going to immediately, like, charge at the nearest wall and rip off a chunk.
Yeah, you run up to one of the coral growths and you just reach up and rip off this like small boulder-sized chunk of it. As you see, the rest of you see like the interior begins to bleed pretty profusely. The strange colors, although there is the rich crimson as well. But yeah, Tommy, you just rip off this chunk in your adrenaline-fueled state.
Do you do a nom nom?
Oh, he's eating that.
It is disgusting. It does not taste good at all. You chew on this like outer layer that's like gristle, and then like underneath it, it's just like this honeycomb of bone that, while an interesting crunch, just bleh. This is probably the worst thing you could have chosen to chomp down on in the moment, besides your friends.
Yeah, I imagine as this is the sort of face Tommy is making as he's eating it.
Oh god, that cat. So how do the rest of you react to seeing Tommy go sicko mode?
Tommy, are you with us?
We need you to lock in, buddy.
I'm good.
That's not vernacular in this time period, but I'll express the sentiment as it would be in this time.
Yeah, we'll have, cultural translation, temporal
So
translation.
are you?
Would it be like it's time to rock and roll, bud? Or is that too easy?
No, because rock and roll is getting crazy. Lock in is specifically like, hey,
Like,
you need to get your
focus
shit. We need to get our shit in gear, dude. There we go.
You're with us, Tommy?
Yep.
Okay.
Just let us know if you're you need anything, I guess.
And
Can
Tommy,
do.
with your, sniffer upgraded, you are pretty sure that you are on the trail of the kids. It's
Okay.
not like super fresh, but you're like, okay, they definitely passed through here. At least that's confirmation that something didn't steal their candy.
On the plus side, I can at least tell we're on the right path.
It's good.
And
I am
there
gonna,
is like,
Winifred's just gonna go. I am gonna say, real quick, that I understand the urge, but you can't bite anything here with the intention of ingesting it. It won't go well.
He just did, though.
no, like actual superorganism flesh.
Yeah, don't bite the
right.
superorganism.
Like
It's
like
fucking
the kind of meat
disgusting.
that the chupacabras will slice open to drink from.
Yeah, do not do that. Do not eat directly from the superorganism. The things in it, marginally fine.
All right.
Shit's toxic.
Yeah.
Just looking at the patch of coral he chowed down on, human would definitely have a serious stomach ache and, full human. Probably an allergic reaction if they were careful, but for the most part, it's not like it's not like purposely toxic like some of them are. So, Tommy being a werebeast, you're like, yeah, he'll be fine. Might have a tummy ache.
He should be fine. Just don't bite the walls. Or the ground.
God. An animal is understimulated when they start chewing on walls.
I mean, they're walls made of meat, though.
Actually, was what caused Tommy's transformation. He was not giving into the need for stimulation. But, anyways,
Also,
so,
after I said that, Om just looked at me with a look of, what the fuck, dude? And left.
oh no! Oh no!
You should know by now.
Especially after some of the shit she said. She's taunting me with poses.
Hi, Autumn.
Hi, Autumn.
Hi.
Do it more.
I was having a beat.
She says hi back.
Yay.
So, is so a filler word? Definitely use it like one.
Anything's a filler
I
word.
use so all the time.
Yeah, like, I realize, like, looking back at chat logs I have with people, I'm just like, I start a lot of statements with so.
So do I.
So,
Yeah.
here's the earth.
I do it all the time. I've noticed in my writing. I feel like you could make a drinking game out of it by reading my Tumblr posts.
For me, it's also.
It's one of the
yeah.
consequences of, just using your natural vernacular.
Yep. So, damn it. I brought attention to it. Now, anyways, as you continue along, after Winifred, you keep a you and Hanzo. Well, actually, time for a new roll.
Okay.
So, although that's more of a D&D thing, and you rolled really good the first time. Well, you have traveled quite a bit of distance.
It's up to you, boss.
Yeah.
So, actually, you know what, Tommy?
Yo.
I think now that you I keep using the term hulked out. So you are following behind, and since you're not the one like super focused on tracking like Winifred is, whose attention is fully on trying to track the trail of the kids, you're kind of like more open to your surroundings. And Hanzo, well, you are very keenly peering around. You're still
Just a man.
yeah, you're still just a human in a dark lit area. Well, you have
Yeah,
experience navigating, dark lit areas and nighttime.
He's
stuff,
doing the best he can because, amazingly, somehow, among the entire group, well, I guess he and Fred both are just normal men.
Uh huh.
Just innocent
Well,
man.
Innocent's debatable.
Yeah, especially for
I'm
Fred.
technically an ordinary woman, but I'm
Well,
also
now you
a
have a
dwarf.
magical chupacabra mask. Let's not forget
Yeah.
that.
It's not done anything for me once.
Not
You
yet.
had a hallucination of a chupacabra pointing at the mountain where
Yeah.
the kids were stolen.
It didn't. It didn't help.
I'm sorry,
I
Nora, but that
misinterpreted
qualifies
it.
as being a chosen one.
Yeah.
No, shut up.
Oh, you
Too
don't want to
late.
be a chosen one?
I mean, that might be a valid multi-class.
Yeah, actually.
But, well, Nora is becoming a robot. Tommy,
Yo.
your ears perk up as you hear, you just hear the sounds of life all around. Not since the few times where you're like deep in the middle of like a forest, that you felt like surrounded by this much life. Like the desert's not desolate, it's rich with life, but even still down here, this feels crowded down here. But there is,
Right.
as you are continuing along, you're listening to, you hear distant sounds. You hear the sound of that troll snuffling around and the crack of what sounds like a coral being cracked open. But you hear this, like, at first you think it might be separate things. You hear, like, at first, like, the fluttering of, not like rapid fluttering, like a moth or something, but more like something flapping its wings. Decently sized, but you like look around, don't notice anything. You're like, oh, they did say chupacabras might be nearby, but then you hear also like what sounds like skittering noises, kind of common, not common, but familiar in like motion from recent thing. Like the hunter scorpions, that kind of like pitter patter of limbs pattern. Pitter patter pattern.
Sorry to interrupt. Hunter scorpions are not natural to the organism, right? They're
No.
fully engineered.
Yeah, those were fully engineered, but using some. There are, beyond like the scorpionites, there are some scorpion derivatives and
So, like, its
spider derivatives.
genetic, like, templates are here, but not the actual scorpion.
Yeah, hunter scorpions were also like mixture of like solifugid. They had jumping spider eyes, that kind of thing. But scorpion stinger, that kind of thing. They're like an arachnid chimera, using different types. But Sonny, it takes you a minute to realize that you only hear either the flapping or the skittering at the same time. You never hear them at the same time. It's just one or the other as you realize something might be following you.
We may have company, guys. I'm hearing a
As
flapping. I'm hearing movement.
remember, act under pressure. When you fail, things go to hell. As you barely have time to say that, as there is a trilling shriek and the skittering of limbs before the whoosh of wind of air catching the what sounds like wings. As Tommy, you turn around just in time to see a nightmarish conglomeration of a flying winged scorpion-like creature launches itself right at you. You've attracted the attention of a predator.
Swell.
So, this thing is trying to grapple onto you. I'll give you a chance to, what do you do?
Okay.
This thing is about the size of a person in like mass, but at least in weight, as it lands on you, it feels about as heavy as a person would, but it's spindly, chitinous limbs. It's hard to make out at first, but you see something. It almost looks like a scorpion, where the legs on the side have a wing membrane stretched between them.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do a show of force and rip off like every hanging limb or something.
Okay.
So that'd be
Go ahead and roll.
kick some ass, submit.
Oh dang!
13.
Do you have advanced yet? As a move?
No, I do not.
So, okay, on a 10 plus, you get an extra effect. Gain the advantage plus one forward or one forward to another hunter. Inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm, retaliation, or force them where you want them. I'm going to guess that might be inflict.
Yeah, I'm gonna say inflict with teeth, which is 3 harm.
So, as this thing launches at you, you catch it the first 2 limbs where they end in these they're definitely pincers, but they don't quite look like a normal scorpion's, which they look, as scorpions pincers, they like lay close together almost like scissors. These almost look like curved pincers where the points meet, where there would these look like they would be really good at latching onto something.
Kind of like a crab's like claw.
Kind of, but more like exaggerated. Like there's like a circular feel to them when they're closed, where it's just the points would be touching when these claws close, and they do snap at you, and you realize these would tear into skin very easily as it's snapping at you. Oddly, it has a not mandibles. Well, they might be mandibles, but unlike a normal like scorpion's mouth configuration, which you might have seen before, either just like seeing scorpions out in the desert, or who knows what Tommy might like know. And Tommy, you void this almost human-like mouth made out of strange mandibles. That's the weird part, is instead of like mandibles or pinching mouth parts, it's like a monstrous human mouth trying to snap at you. As you dart in and bite down on one of its legs and tear it off, ripping through the wing membrane. And while you have keeping its face and claws away from you, there is a barbed tail that swings forward. And what's your armor?
Let me check.
Like you're not like an armor class like D&D, but I
Your
mean, like, how
damage
much do you
reduction.
reduce? Yeah, damage reduction.
Two.
Bless you.
Okay.
Bless you.
That's you.
So with the stinger, you actually have just enough damage resistance where you, I don't know, you flex your abs really hard and it can't find purchase.
Muscle
you know,
is pretty dense.
Yeah, and you're holding it far enough away that it can't get enough leverage. Where you get this like flashback of the hunter scorpion stinging you pretty badly, but you hold this thing away. As yes, Shady, you exactly guessed the inspiration for this creature. You're being attacked by a Gliscar.
You
Oh my god!
I mean, something that looks like it. So in this universe, when Pokemon comes out, Gliscar will be based off of this creature. Gligar and Gliscar.
Amazing.
So I knew I picked the right target.
Yeah.
So yeah, Winifred, you stop and see Tommy being attacked by a creature that they have an official name that I need to come up with, but the nerds that work in the superorganism have started calling them Minox.
Of course they are.
But it's weird seeing one this far up. These are normally a deeper endofauna.
Fuck is that doing
They don't really like oxygen-rich environments, so it's really weird that there's one here. But you know, it has been known like maybe they get lost or like one gets kicked out of their territory and has to try to find somewhere and they get lost, that kind of thing.
Okay. Should I kick some ass on it?
Yeah,
or...
whoever wants to go next. I was just saying you would be the one who would recognize this fastest. You and Fred probably, because they might have some mention of them in the museum. They wouldn't be in the cartoon.
How do we deal with you?
My greater concern is, do they hunt in swarms?
Yeah, would I know that?
Typically, no. They're typically a solitary hunter, but younger ones will sometimes, like litter mates, will sometimes hunt as a group until they're old enough to fend on their own.
Okay.
But now, one this size is almost always a solitary hunter. They're kind of selfish when it comes to the resources.
Would shooting off a gun attract things to us?
Probably.
We're still close to the troll.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
True.
I can use unholy strength to rip it off.
Yeah, you take its money.
I will.
Yeah, because it is scrambling at Tommy. Like Tommy, since you didn't roll to like move it where you want it, it is. You're not like grappled it. You just were like holding it at bay. You know, you're holding a furious flapping thing at arm's reach, not holding it like grappled. So, yeah, this thing is trying to clamber and latch onto you because you are the biggest target.
Oh, hey, I leveled up.
Nice. So yeah, you could roll that if you want, Winifred.
All right. Because I don't know if we want to shoot that close to Tommy in the first place.
Yeah.
Let's see
Especially
if I can.
with his senses.
Let's see if I can get it off first.
Mixed success. For a kick some ass. Okay, so you won't be able to knock it loose because you don't have the bonus for the force them where you want them, but you can run up and damage it. Like basically, you run up and try to wrench it off of Tommy, and you just end up ripping off one of the other legs, one of the other limbs.
Okay, I do 4 harm, by the way.
Ooh, oh, actually, that would. Tommy, I forgot to ask, what's your bite damage?
3 harm.
Okay, this thing's really fucking hurt with just the two of you.
We're pulling it between each other like taffy.
Yeah,
Right now.
oh god, you're tug of warring this.
Can I lasso it?
I think it gets a shot in first before anyone else can.
Oh
react.
yeah,
it should be
so yeah,
me.
it whips its tail out and in reaction. So it would do 2 harm minus whatever your damage reduction is.
Yeah, 1.
Okay.
But
So yeah, you're glad to know that it's only the younger ones that retain venom. When they mature, their venom glands atrophy for some reason. Researchers are still kind of studying that, but maybe they just don't need it. So thankfully, it's only like a surface flesh wound as it, drags this pointed barb against against you. So, but this thing is looking pretty damn hurt just from the 2 of you monsters. Like, I don't mean that derogatively. I mean, you are literally movie
monsters. There's a
Sorry,
werewolf
like
and vampire team up going on right now.
Yeah.
Fighting a Pokemon.
Yeah, like I think the werewolf's jaws are like 2 feet long or so. I have to guess.
Oh yeah,
God.
you got the Puss in Boots death wolf jaws.
I mean, Thylacines got them long ass heads.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try and lasso it, and then if I can, hog tie it because it's so fucked up.
Oh, it's going to be a big issue trying to hog tie this thing full of flailing webbed limbs.
How big is it?
About your size, but
yeah, okay.
Well, your size and body mass, but this thing is spindly and there's a lot of flailing limbs, so it looks bigger.
Okay.
It looks like the most pissed off, angry, anthropomorphized umbrella you've seen.
Hey, people hog tie, fucking cows and shit. This
Someone
thing is
made a
hog
feud
tieable.
between a scorpion and an umbrella.
Yeah, this thing's hog tieable. I've got a fucking werewolf. Well,
Actually,
a
a fusion
werepelican
of
and
a
a vampire
scorpion and
here.
an umbrella sounds like a tokusatsu monster.
It sounds like a yokai.
It does.
Okay,
So,
big
big
success.
So, well, you're using your non-lethal lasso, so
Yeah.
unfortunately, well, okay, so it wouldn't be a kick some.
It's a big
Okay, so no,
success.
it wouldn't be a kick some ass with this. It would be an act under pressure.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So don't take any experience from that if you would have with that roll.
I
But
wouldn't
there
have.
you go. Okay, so you won't be able to hog tie it, but you lasso it, and Tommy and Winifred, if you want, you can let go as Olivia's managed to loop this thing around one of the clawed limbs on its head, and has a good solid pull on it. And as the lasso tightens, it kind of pins one of the wings against its side, not like immobilizing it, but probably keeping it from flying effectively. If you want, you can let Olivia drag it off of you with that success.
Tommy does so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let her. I'll let it. I won't make my curse go.
So you drag it onto the ground, and it kind of kicks and flails, and all of you step back. How are the rest of you reacting to this? Because for the most part, this thing seems to be. I mean, the situation's not handled, but it's no longer trying to full body face hug Tommy.
Hanzo trusts the strength and abilities of those 3. He is not super knowledgeable with superorganism creatures. He doesn't necessarily know that this thing could be alone.
Yeah, you work for the superorganism company, but you are specifically in the HR department.
Yeah, like...
God.
I liquidate people, okay?
I mean,
Not
so does
facehuggers.
Somebody help me hog tie this thing.
Yeah, I guess
What would
I'll
that
help.
be?
Oh no. Oh no.
Help someone, I imagine, or act under pressure.
Well, those two.
Or maybe Fred can go sicko mode and beat it with his bat.
Oh God, I hope not.
Let out some of that rage.
Okay,
It's
so
just a creature.
Fred jumps in.
I jump in to help the hog tie.
Okay. Act under pressure, 7 or 9.
He's angry, not
7 to 9, your help grants them a +1, but you expose yourself to danger.
What does that mean in this case?
Get stung, it's flailing.
Well, I mean, there's not really a role he's helping currently, because my role already went off.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
he's trying to assist you.
Yeah, so it's fine. So with that, yeah, you do help kind of restrain the other limbs, Fred, but in the process, you do get pinched. Do you have any damage reduction?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the pinchers are you really didn't want to get bit, Tommy. It's the pinchers that aren't the kind of the lesser of the things. As Fred, you momentarily get pinched as you try to position the free clawed limb into the net as Olivia helped. You help Olivia, and you would take 1 damage.
There we be.
Okay, but this thing now very pissed off. Its limbs restricted. It is kind of trying to scuttle. Yeah, it's trying to scuttle, but really it's just like kind of slowly turning itself in a circle. It's kind of sad.
Aw.
But as you watch, now that you have used up your lasso, if you're going to leave it there, you realize that it seems to be smart enough that it begins to chew at the ropes. You don't think it will take... It doesn't look like it's going to get through the ropes very quickly because lasso ropes are specifically very sturdy, so they don't snap. But,
yeah.
This thing is determined to escape.
Does it look like it's determined to escape and fuck us up, or escape?
It looks like an animal that has been wrapped up and is now trapped.
Okay,
and
but
which means it's unpredictable.
Yeah, okay, so it is a severely injured, missing-limbed creature who has just been tied up and restrained in a very stressful situation. You would know from your experience in wrangling animals, this is a danger to itself and anything around it if it continues.
Yeah, show motion for everyone to, get moving. Get moving. I'm gonna undo the knot.
You did not. So I'm just going to say, you undo this knot, you are going to be in the danger zone because you did not do like a butterfly knot where you can just unslip this. This will be untying this thing.
Yeah. That is... Yes, I'm aware.
So,
Olivia's going to have...
Yeah, okay, I will just say, everyone, you are aware Olivia is once again endangering herself. So, I will just put that out there.
Hey, there's an animal flailing... She might get hit by it when she lets it go, it's literally her job.
So I'm just letting the group know the situation.
I'm gonna undo the knot, or else it could hurt itself. Might get me, but I can't just leave it like this and let the jackal another predator descend upon it. Get going towards the kids. I'm right behind you.
Yeah, and Hanzo, at the mention of the jack lizards, you kind of glance around, and they are kind of like watching from the edges. So Olivia might have a point there.
Yeah, that's also the circle of life.
But that would mean the jack lizards would be less inclined to follow you.
Us.
Yeah, that's another thing, Hanzo. You would realize they would perhaps be less inclined to follow you if they were distracted with a meal.
Yeah.
Are you gonna say that to her?
I'm formulating the words.
Okay.
So, by the way, now you know what was fluttering after you with the stinger.
Mm-hmm.
In the stinger, with a stinger.
I keep doing that. It's not exactly planned, but...
that thing behind the jackal lizard won't have reason to follow us.
Hmm.
And
We
you
can't
look at
afford
this
to be
thing,
attacked by them while trying to help the children.
and Olivia, you were looking at this thing while you are definitely not familiar with them, like intimately, you've probably heard of them just because you're a superorganism nerd.
A nerd.
But you can tell when an animal is severely hurt. This
Its
thing,
quality of life is not great.
it has
It
2
is a lamb.
HP left.
The
Could
humane thing might be to
It
do
is
is to
in
put it out of its
critical
pain
condition.
and misery.
yeah,
It's in
yeah.
critical condition. I'm just gonna say that.
Is there? You know what? I'm going to take out a tranquilizer. This is part of my fucking, you know,
Hmm.
stuff I got with me, and just like with it tied up, she's going to. Yeah, she's going to stick it with a tranquilizer.
Okay.
I so it got 2 HP, and I think the tranquilizer does like 1 non-lethal harm or something.
Gonna stab it twice.
Yeah, she's gonna put it to sleep.
God, sorry, I'm just
Oh, look!
imagining. Sorry. So yeah, yeah, you without getting grim, you mercy
Yeah.
it, gently, and you're able to
Yeah,
retrieve
she
your slightly chewed upon lasso.
So, she'll, like, as she's putting it down, she'll, like, brush its head, just like, she's going to do it as gently as she can.
Okay. And yeah, this thing falls still. You're able to untie it. As you hear kind of pacing around you, the now slightly familiar sound of jack-o'-lizards, because you've had recent experiences with them, like when you had to go deal with one at Fred and Winifred's place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Remember those fun times?
It's a good time for
And then
me.
I'm gonna quickly follow the others.
I mean, once Fred realized what was going on, it was a good time for him too. He encouraged it. So, I mean, he was the one who called it in. So yeah, but so you catch up, and Olivia, not to be grim, but you do hear the sounds of the jack-o'-lizard pack. Which, Hanzo, you're probably the one who looks back, and you see that it had grown to be about a dozen or so, trailing after you.
Ooh.
God.
Yeah.
And they do seem distracted with this as you look back and you see 2 of them kind of in a grim, like, as most of them go after the main body, like you see 2 of them kind of do the dogs fighting over bone thing with one of the legs that Winifred or Tommy had ripped off. Which, Tommy, when you had bit into it, still funky taste, but definitely better than eating the coral.
Oh yeah, Tommy ate that leg.
Okay, so yeah, it was the one that Winifred ripped off.
That thing may not be enough to go around for all of them, but it'll definitely slow them down. You made the right call.
It's how it's circle of life.
Let us proceed.
Circle of life down here is one weird circle.
Yeah.
Winifred,
It's a photorealistic Pac-Man.
Winifred feels momentarily bad because she knows that Olivia doesn't really like killing things unless she has to, but she's like, I'm a centuries-old predator. I can't turn that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not gonna say
When
anything,
your
though.
existence is predicated on killing things, it becomes very impractical to mourn every bite.
So,
Olivia's demeanor doesn't change, but that's because she was already in serious mode.
Begin tracking the children again.
Yeah.
why is that such a hard thing to find? Okay, anyways.
Hopefully, after all that like commotion, Winifred's able to pick the trail back up?
Oh yeah. Because for the most part, it does seem like the kids are following the scar path. The scar. I already described it. I realize I do that a lot and waste time, and then I waste time explaining that I waste time. It's a curse. So you continue.
Sitting by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos.
Exactly. So you continue along, following. After a while, you see another piece of candy, but it's not long after that piece of candy. Well, it's more of a wrapper. They might have gotten hungry, but you see. It's not long after that, both of you, Winifred and Tommy, that now familiar smell that you were looking out for a smell, keeping your nose open for the burnt smell of an exploded firecracker. As further ahead, a very familiar looking scene seems to have appeared. Where you find a discarded firework, and imagine when you look at the tracks, it seems that they picked up the speed again.
Okay.
Whatever this thing is, it's determined.
And as Hanzo, you say that Winifred, you are able to identify whatever had seemed to cause them to flee in the first place. You recognize the same tracks.
Okay.
It didn't look like it fell over this time. Actually, no. It would have. You find that's a similar depression in the organic ground where something had collapsed before standing up and then following after.
Well, at least they're leaving a clear trail.
Hopefully we can get the drop on whatever this thing is.
So out of game, I just have to warn you that if I take another point of damage, I have to roll to see if my curse kicks in, and I go absolutely batshit.
Oh.
Appropriate wording.
You should
go batty.
Her, Hanzo. Then again, if you fuck up, then she goes batshit.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that you said to me?
How injured is Winifred looking?
Maybe
I only have
her, but if you
I only have the 1 point, but if I get another point, I have to roll on my curse table to see if I try to recover those hit points by force.
God, it's just good. You roll badly, and everyone just turns around, and Winifred's latched onto Tommy's neck, and Tommy's just like, "All right."
While Nora, we understand the risk above game, in universe, Hanzo he doesn't want to. He's making the call. He would not take the time to slow the group down to do his job well.
That's fair.
And also, Winifred has made no mention of it.
Yeah. Fred got hurt too, but we can't afford to stop every time to patch up every nick we get.
Yeah, Fred's not stopping. Fred is dead set on getting to his kids.
I was just letting everybody know out of game that there is a.
It adds tension.
Thank you for letting me know.
You're welcome.
Also, BRB real quick, I got a plug in my headphones. They're yelling at me.
Yeah.
1 second.
I just didn't want it to happen without you knowing that it's a possibility.
Oh no, it adds tension to the scene. To the proceedings.
I hope this little trek has been fun.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's tense. And I'm curious to know what the hell that thing is that is chasing the children.
White hair, bipedal, larger than a human, alone. We're dealing with a Sam Squatch. The deep Squatch.
Don't spoil it. The
I
deep
always
squatch.
did keep. I did keep poking you about. Hey, doesn't Arizona have its own Sasquatch thing? When are you gonna do that?
I don't know.
Is it not the beast we are trailing now, the deep squatch?
I don't know. Just waiting for Tommy to get back. Shady. Luke.
Chewbacca's albino cousin?
I think that might have been a character in like the expanded Star Wars. I don't know if he was
Of
related
course it is.
to Chewbacca.
Everyone is a character in expanded Star Wars. Glub Shitto's there.
I can't believe they. No, I can't believe that they named somebody that. I shouldn't be surprised anymore.
Or, you know, Jizz.
Yeah, that was somebody in
Good
the
old
fucking
Lucas
80s.
being lazy. Well, no, that was Lucas being lazy and being like, oh, yeah, they have jazz. Wait, no, can't name it jazz. Jizz music, yeah, sure.
I'm actually pretty sure that because George Lucas was just handing out the Star Wars role playing game to any
Yeah.
asshole that wanted to put in
Oh, that's
canon.
true.
I'm pretty sure that was some asshole that said it was jizz music, and that just became canon.
It is both part of the charm of Star Wars and to its misfortune that they can't name a single thing like it is on Earth. Like, they don't even call it popcorn in Star Wars. They call it bang corn.
Like,
Or jizz.
I know the Star Wars RPG was like the first time that a lot of species were named. Like, it was the first time Rodian or Twi'lek were ever used.
Yep.
TTRPG nerds, we thank you. That's definitely not me giving my a medal to myself. Just like Obama.
That is literally what he did, though. He just like, yeah, you know what? Here, have these rules and these like notebooks that these nerds have made, and just this is the canon.
They did. They already did the work for me.
Yeah, here you go.
And back.
Welcome back.
Woo!
Thank you.
We shall proceed.
So, continuing along after finding this recent patch where this incident, you continue forward as you know what? I think it would be Fred who would be, just from with Fred's luck and all that. Fred, as you're continuing along, thoughts racing about the dangers your kids are in, especially after seeing that creature attack Tommy, and hearing about the jackal lizards and just all kinds of things rushing through your head. But you almost, it's kind of a shock when your foot. So this entire time you're used to trudging along, and there's like the squelch of just the organic matter underneath your feet. As you hit something solid, almost like a metallic clank. As you look down, and underneath your foot, there is the corroded corner of what looks to be like a metal sheet.
Fucking weird.
And the rest of you would have heard this too, but
Well,
Interesting.
Does it look like it's part of the ride, or?
it looks like it looks like a piece of metal that is partially covered by the like the ground cover of the red weed and the meat moss kind of thing.
Anything discernible on it? Or is it just...
Not from what you can see, but there is a whole other side. And since it's not a roll thing, you can tell that it looks like it was picked up and dropped recently. Like the things that were like the cover of it, like the ground cover, a lot of it looks like it was torn up slightly. Like when you pick up something that has gotten overgrown by like
Weeds.
lawn or something. Yeah, weeds. So you get a good sense that the kids probably inspected this as well. And I'll just say it, when whoever goes to pick it up, there is the faded emblem of the pluripotence emblem back in the 60s 70s, as you see a trail sign, and it goes rest area just up ahead, and like this fade, what you can tell from the faded corroded thing, and you see like the little mascot, thing, the cartoon little mascots of Ranger Darling, and pointing down, pointing along the arrow.
We're getting close.
And
Looks like the kids
so
found it. They should be at that rest stop. Let's go.
Yeah.
Good.
continuing along, and actually, Carlos, when they pick it up, that bit of static comes over the headphones again as you hear the little theme song slightly clearer this time before it fades away.
Chewy the chupacabra.
That theme song's playing again.
That means
And
we're...
so,
I ground.
Olivia, you watch that show. Were any of the creatures shown
Yeah.
on there with pale fur match the description of what we're following?
Ooh.
pale fur bipedal. That's the thing that's stumping both you and Winifred.
The bipedal part. The bipedal part is throwing me off.
Run down the list. What could fit the description?
You gotta put
Well,
me on the spotlight, don't you?
Kroll, obviously.
um,
Well,
You can just say that we just, the names are thrown out
That-
there, but
yeah, she starts listing some things, and nothing really would track or reach this size, because there might be like small little bipedal things that scurry around. You know what? Actually, that would be kind of funny. There's like a type of rodent that it would be like a type of jerboa or like kangaroo rat type thing,
all
where
of those.
they hop around on their back legs, but they don't really, or they might be like rabbit derived.
size.
Or they back around they stand and hop around on their back legs, but they don't, they don't get the size.
I have a hilarious anecdote about jerboas. I'll tell it later. But yeah, this thing does look like it would be in the superorganism.
Mm-hmm.
Awful.
Also-
homunculus.
So, continuing along as you like going through this list, Fred,
Mm-hmm.
you hear this little as you crane your head up and look up, and there's just a normal ass burrowing owl perched up on one of the rock corals looking
fuck?
down at the group.
What the fuck?
Winifred, you've never seen one this deep. Like, sometimes they'll like get into sometimes they'll like scurry around the upper levels because they can sort of exist there, but you've never seen one this deep.
She's gonna
Fucking
look at the owl.
I'm in a very odd place as a character and a player. As a player, it's like, ooh, I want to play, but in character, Fred wants to ignore and find his kid. So
Winifred,
cool, owl. Don't
Winifred's-
care. Where my kid?
Winifred will look up at the owl and like pause for like 2 seconds and then look over at Carlos and go, "Is that some of your bullshit?"
Oh, we can check.
That's some magic bullshit.
You want to do a magic ping, see if it turns up anything?
Sure, just give me a second. Just a weird.
Yeah. So if it's specifically your... Jesus. Sorry, I'm laughing at the. Apparently, Will, you have a thing with burrowing owls across multiple games.
No, not the owls. The gerboas.
Oh.
Oh
Which
yeah.
Which makes sense for a snake lady. Okay. Like, why do you have rats in your room? Do you not keep snacks in your room?
They can't get out.
But so fuck, I trailed off. I lost it. What about the?
Magic.
Magic.
Oh,
If it's
weird.
magic.
Yes.
It's the owl
Sorry,
magic.
Because it should not be here.
Yeah, Carlos. You reach out and you kind of inspect this owl that's just kind of perched up there. Weird that burrowing owls they don't like to be up that high, but this thing's just kind of perched up there watching the group like any owl would watch a group of chucklefucks walk underneath its perch. But it's just nothing about this owl itself that you can like detect. The owl itself seems perfectly mundane.
It's
Maybe
just
it's
fucking
got-
weird that
But
it's
there
here.
is like
Maybe it ended up here too, just like us all.
But there is, yeah, that's kind of the thing. With that high of a success, you realize this thing might have been living inside the ride, or in the ride when the kids went through it.
Oh.
Oh, poor buddy.
This poor little bastard.
Oh
No wonder
no.
it's so high up. It's wondering where the fuck it's gone. It's trying to go back to the surface.
But as
Don't
you
tell
like,
Olivia. She will go on a whole quest to try and save it.
and I was gonna say it flaps its wings and flutters off into the darkness.
Can they fly?
Carlos is
Oh,
just
yeah.
gonna call out.
They
When you're ready to get out, follow us. And just keeps going.
Rest of you hear him say that to something.
What? Carlos?
Don't worry about it.
Some
I mean, I
magic
wouldn't
bullshit.
worry about it. You just told something to follow us when it wanted to get out.
Some of his
It's
magic
just a
bullshit.
It's none
But,
of the magic bullshit. It's just a normal fucking owl. That's why I was telling it to follow us, because it's not gonna get out of here without us.
And DZ, just to answer your question, burrowing owls they can fly, but much like quails, they prefer not to.
Okay.
They do fly distances. It's just they normally because they are one of the most homebody owls. They always stick to their burrows. They don't really like to fly. They're one of the most well-studied owls of all owls. Because you can just stick a camera outside their den and
Watch him.
watch. But
Which means we're getting
so
close.
as you
Hopefully.
and actually, yeah, as you say that, Hanzo, well, not as you say that, a few minutes after you say that, you look, Winifred, you're the one who kind of would recognize it the easiest because you've seen other structures consumed and, subsumed. As you see what looks to be, probably was like a lamppost that had been bolted into the ground on an Osseo Creek base, if you had to guess. But it's been covered in the red weed, very War of the Worlds kind of looking. But you see it, and you see where the broken bulb, where like the illuminating fluid would have been.
Okay.
And they only put those up near the rest areas and the like structures to be kind of like a beacon. It's like, because that was one of the things. It's like, if you're lost, look for the brightest sources of light, because back then it was the man-made light structures that were
Glowing.
illuminating the area.
Okay.
And
Smart kids.
it doesn't take, after seeing that, it doesn't take you long to see, kind of tucked in between and honestly, it probably would have been missed um, by like Tommy and some of the others because it's been mostly overgrown, except for you notice a flight of steps up leading up into one of the larger, like tucked into one of the crevices of one of the larger, uh, not fungal, coral formations. As you realize that was, you realize, oh, you're probably here. It's just been much like coral will like latch onto things to like give themselves a boost. The coral will grow on structures if left to unattended.
Yeah, left
So
to do it.
yeah, because you see up ahead osteocrete stairs. The bone slabs.
There we go. That's our best bet
Hear
there.
anything.
And you would actually realize that being shorter, they would have actually probably seen it easier. But you're pretty short too. Tommy would have possibly walked right past it if he wasn't careful.
Not this size. He is
Yeah,
that
exactly.
tiny.
Oh no, in his normal form, he probably would have noticed it too. But before we go into that, B or B?
Come here. Yeah, Winifred is actually 5'7", so she's not that short.
A
She's
perfectly
actually taller
reasonable
than
height,
me.
as you told me.
Yeah, she's not that much taller than me, but she's still taller than me.
I don't have a concrete height for Hanzo. I just imagine, like, averagely tall.
Hello. 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 Why are you so pathetic? I know you can't hear me making fun of you, but what?
We heard that.
Come here. Come here. You're dumb. Sometimes I can't tell if she can't hear me or if she's just really fucking good at ignoring me because I will talk to her sometimes and she will not look at me. Other times, she will. I'm like, what are you fucking... You're just being a dick? Wouldn't put it past you.
What else is there to do for fun?
Kitty. You're dumb. Kitty. We can hear those Legos, by the way.
God damn it! It's not Legos, but god damn it!
Delicious, nutritious Legos.
Lego my ego.
It's Gundam bits. I'm attempting to make Shadow Man.
Don't know if this was a natural thing, but I remember when I was younger that there was like a candy that you could like put together like Legos.
And then eat it? Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so I'm not going crazy.
No.
Cool.
I'm absolutely certain that was a thing. Hello.
That's the thing.
Our game master has returned.
Lego candy.
Oh
Not
yeah,
bad,
I
though.
remember having Lego candy.
I wonder if they still make it.
Yep.
They do, because we saw it last year, a couple of months ago in Chicago.
It's
Oh
called
shit.
Oh right, was it at the sugar candy store we
Yep.
went to? That's right.
Yep.
You need only look for it.
your building blocks
Which-
candy or candy blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the little bucket thing of that candy from when we went there, I put my dice into it, so now it's a dice bucket.
Repurposed.
I love that.
But so you have found what you believe to be one of the rest stops or observation posts, kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Question
you
is,
do
we
see
hear anything? Like
you
commotion?
don't hear anything immediately, but you do see Fred at the foot of the steps, actually like Winifred, do you point that out to everyone? The steps.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Whoever goes up first, up a few steps, you would find another candy wrapper.
Good sign.
So, yeah, who would head up first? Because it is kind of a narrow, restricted path.
Fred
Tommy,
will.
you're probably going to have to like squeeze
It's
or
gonna be
just.
Fred.
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah,
Fred
definitely
just
Fred.
kind of bolts
Actually,
up
Tommy,
there.
you might have easier time scaling the outside like King Kong.
I imagine Fred just bolts up there in front of everybody else before we can go.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think Winifred, you're the one who picks up the candy wrapper, like shows it, and Fred just takes off like a shot.
Yep.
So you go rushing up, and you kind of not enough to like damage you, but because you're rushing up, you get some scrapes and stuff. Like the coral kind of grabs at your clothing, and your rifle occasionally just like as you work your way up this restricted like stairway. But when you, because it kind of it's more like a fire escape in structure and the way it's like built, where it kind of like loops around on itself to like save space
Mhm.
and to just go vertical. And you realize it's a very restricted inside, but thankfully the coral hasn't completely filled in the gaps as you rush up. And Fred, when you get out to the top, once again into the brighter light of the gallery, the bioluminescent lighting all around. There was some glowing within the staircase, so it wasn't you're all charging in darkness up. I hate that kind of visual. But you step out, and there is one out of place bit of light. But I'll get to that in a moment, as just to kind of set the scene. As Winifred, you've kind of seen these. You haven't been to the Coral Gallery in a while yourself because normally you do like other areas. It's not your jurisdiction, really,
Mhm.
that kind of thing. But you've seen structures like this where things get overgrown. This one is specifically overgrown in the coral, as this was once a large kind of octagonal platform where, walls along the sides, building in the center, like the main building, with some smaller like concession stands. You see kind of grown over a toppled over like vending machine that is partially dissolved, but now like just mostly just a frame for the coral. You see like uh, scattered bits of what might have been furniture, if the vague shapes under the coral is any indicator. Red weed has grown across it all. But there's a few of the chandelier crinoids. Though in this position they'd be more like candelabra crinoids.
Mhm.
So this isn't an enclosed observation deck?
No, this one was one of the open air ones where
Okay.
there was a high wall that would have been like a clear, so like people can't topple over it. Like glass walls is kind of what I mean.
Yeah.
Just so people
okay.
can't topple out. But most of the glass you realize is gone or just broken. But there are some of the natural lighting of like the candelabra crinoids, I guess is what you call the ones that grow upright instead of the ones that hang down. Stalactite, stalagmite. But
Yeah.
the ones who grow sideways, no one talks about those freaks. But nah. Fred, in some part of your head, you realize this was probably like a picnic table that you see. Standing on top of it, upright, a single lit birthday candle. But nothing else immediately noticeable. And it is the same color and shape as the candles that were on Alex's birthday cake.
Okay, I look for signs of where they would have gone.
Okay, and as the rest of you funnel up, Fred, read. Let's see, would it be a read a bit? No. Investigate a mystery, please. Well, ooh, 13.
Max
Fucking
roll.
hell.
Fred's determined.
Which way did he go?
Yeah.
Which way did he go?
Fred is locked in.
Yep.
So the rest of you rush up and see that eerie sight of just the lone burning birthday candle. 10 plus, you have hold of 2. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where to go? What was going to do? What is being concealed here?
Which way did they go?
Okay, so you start looking, or some part of you is just like, okay, that's creepy, but you shove the candle out of your mind as you start looking around for a sign of the kids.
It's all creepy,
And-
but it doesn't fucking matter. Where's my damn kids?
Yeah. As you look around, as you know, part of the tracking Olivia had pointed out, where like she had seen like the footsteps to just like reassure you that you're all on the trail, but you do see that one of Fred and Olivia, you'd be able to verify this when you come up right behind them, that there has been recent activity. On the table, you find like a small handful of candy wrappers. It looks like they took a break. But you realize that there is another set of stairs on the opposite side of this platform. And it looks like the trail kind of heads that way, but it looks like it will take some clearing for someone, for an adult to get through. It looks like they squeeze down into a more restricted tunnel. But you're pretty sure they went that way. Although it will take some, you're going to have to chip away at the coral, or maybe even go down and around. You still have another hold.
What dangers haven't we noticed?
So, what is being concealed here would fit for that.
That might,
Yeah,
that might be
no.
doing different method. Yeah.
That would be read a bad situation, but it still works. What do you mean, Jurassic Park 3? Concerned parent just start screaming.
Just start screaming.
Start screaming.
Start screaming.
No, because
So-
that might get the kids hurt.
As you, you kind of glance around, just wondering why they would leave someplace that seems safe. You do notice on the ground another expended firecracker, and this time though you realize it is over by where this like little information kiosk, or like the fire watch kind of building in the center of it, where like the visitor center, or the rest area where people would go inside and stuff. It has been mostly grown over in this coral and the red moss creeping over it, but you see what looks to be like a shape slumped just inside the door, where the rest of you didn't really notice it because the door was on the other side of this little building, from where you entered up on the other staircase. And there is a moment, Fred, you realize this thing, kind of fuzzy looking, you realize it shifts.
Okay.
And in the dim light, it looks like pale white fur of something starting to shift inside it.
How
Right
big is
where
it?
the firecracker was sitting. Bigger than a human, bulkier.
All right, I take aim.
Okay.
Whoa.
Rest of you see Fred unsling the rifle and just take aim at something inside this coral.
I'm not
overgrown
shooting yet.
building.
I'm just taking aim.
Yeah. I'm just saying. You see him take
Yeah.
aim.
Fred? What
Follow
do you
his
see?
line. Follow the
Line of
line of sight.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
big
you
up
have to
there
kind
that's
of
moving.
you have to kind of circle around, and
I'm gonna turn on my flashlight. Everyone, be ready.
click on your flashlight, and as you circle around, the beam doesn't hit what's inside it yet, but as
Yeah,
the
it's intentionally like she's trying not to hit the face.
yeah, don't want to blind a subterranean creature.
Yeah.
But
Unless we
as
need.
with the sound of talking and shuffling around of footsteps as you all start to circle around this thing to get it to see where Fred is aiming. Fred, you see it's whatever is in there reacts more, especially when the light turns on. Whatever this mass is starts to jerk and twitch strangely before it slowly rises up unnaturally to two stumpy looking broad legs, kind of
What?
a pot belly above it. As Fred, you see this nightmarish, half decayed, the fur fallen out in patches and moth eaten. As you see, shuffling out into the light, the stuffed, fluffy form of Chewy the Chupacabra, a mascot costume, staggers out, winged arms hanging limply at its side. The head, the big mascot head, kind of lolling around on its shoulders. The
Jesus.
wide open mouth where a screen would be to hide the costume performer, torn and shredded, hanging out down almost like black spider webs from a vacuous open mouth. As Fred, this thing suddenly begins to lurch forward to you.
Yeah, I kicked some ass.
Roll it.
What?
I did already.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Fucking
Damn,
Christ.
Fred.
As soon as you said it was coming towards us, I roll kicked some ass.
Yeah, because I was on that page, it didn't ding at me, so I didn't notice. So yeah, 10 plus, you get an extra effect. Gain advantage for yourself, +1 forward, or give +1 forward to another hunter. Inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm in retaliation, or force them where you want them.
Inflict more harm.
Okay. So like anyone who has been trained to use a gun, even in just hunting, or even if just for hunting, you notice shoot for center mass, and you fire almost as this thing is very close to you, only a few feet away. Although I'd say you're probably at a good distance away from the door. You weren't like right up against it. As you fire right in its chest, as the impact does seem to impact it, and there is a moment where it just seems to be hit more with just the force than reacting to whatever damage it caused. Like it kind of staggers back on one of its stumpy little legs. But then you see the interior of it as if something inside begins to thrash about. You hear this from inside it.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck?
So who wants to go next?
I can go.
Do it. Dog
Take
with
it
a
out
chew
of
toy.
As you see this thing starts to lumber faster towards Fred, these limp hanging arms just suddenly, it's almost like it's like the costume arms, the shoulders lift first and then follow out the arm to where these like big foam clawed hands are reaching out towards Fred as you kick some ass with an 11. So yeah, you get the same things.
Okay.
What extra effect do you want?
I'm gonna say put it where I want it, to just hold it back while to give everyone free shot at it.
Okay. And what does your harm do?
I'm going to strike it with my claws,
Okay.
which do 2 harm, because I don't want my mouth anywhere near that thing.
Oh yeah, that's probably smart. Fred, what damage does your gun do?
I have no idea. I asked for a hunting rifle and someone lent me one.
Does anyone have that in their stats?
I do. It does 2
Oh, I see,
harm.
okay.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Does 3 now.
Oh yeah. So, this thing, Tommy, you see this thing kind of lurch forward, and it's uncannily moving, as if whatever's inside it is not solid. And you get that vibe as when you tackle into it, this thing collapses as you realize this thing feels more empty than it should. Even for a mascot costume. Because a lot of those are empty space, so they, but tackling into it, it falls to the ground as you hear this like crunch within it, as it seems you did something damage to something inside it. As your claws stab into it as you tackle it, and when you like pull your claws back, there's this like yellowish blood. Yeah, I guess on it.
I'm having deja vu.
It's like TT threw haunted mascots at us one time.
Yeah.
TT would
But-
never do that.
And not have a zombie mascot apocalypse in the haunted Melody Mall.
Yeah, I remember that.
I
And I
remember
hated
that. Good times.
I
Fucking
hated
hot
that.
dog mascot. But so Tommy, as this thing you like tackle it down, something stabs out from within. Like the arms don't slap you or the head doesn't bite you, even though the like jagged where the like the face covering would have been for the performer leaves the chupacabra cartoon mouth, like kind of a horrific looking gaping mass. But it's like something stabs through the stomach of the costume and into your side, dealing 2 points. Well, no, but you have your damage reduction.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, Tommy just
it feels
doesn't.
more like something punches you in the stomach than like actually gains. It still scratches you pretty bad, but not enough to like break skin or anything. You're gonna have like a welt there probably.
Yeah, feeling that Tommy just pushes down harder on it.
Yeah, and the rest of you see what looked like a black limb, if you could call it that, just slice through and before retracting again.
Okay.
And so who wants to go next?
I can. I'm gonna fucking murder the shit out of this thing.
What the fuck? What is defiling my childhood?
Oh, damn.
Corporations.
I mean, yeah, but in this specific case,
Okay.
That is an eerie mascot costume, or oh, it's a GIF. I don't like that, DZ.
You're welcome.
Uh,
This is what it's like to be chased by Chewie the Chupacabra.
yeah, that's what the kids saw this entire time. That sucks ass.
So, how do you kick some ass?
Okay, I don't have the advanced or anything.
You
But
get the extra effect
I
though.
still get the extra effects though. So I don't want to do extra harm. I know there's something in there, so I'm gonna force that part of it where I want it. So I do 4 harm. I grab that horrible little arm and I yank it out, and like slap it on the
Okay.
floor.
Okay, so you go and plunge your hand into like the tear that the limb had made
Yep.
when it retracted.
Yep. Like I
And,
see
yeah,
you,
the
little
rest of
fuck.
Yeah, you see Winifred just go up and like Kalima this thing, just stabs her arm into its torso as Tommy's pinning it down. And inside you feel like a thrashing of chitinous limbs as you grab onto one of them and yank out. As you pull out, you realize you pull out one of these things as you realize it is not the only thing in there. As you pull out what looks to be a flailing Imagine a crab, but it only has 3 limbs,
Yeah.
where there is a central kind of circular body, but 3 long, pointed legs. And
I don't like it.
this, yeah, and you've never seen one of these things before, and it is flailing and as you realize, as Tommy, you see her pull this thing out, and you're like, oh, that thing's kind of small for this, and then you feel the rest of whatever this group is inside clattering around.
So can I just
But
like?
you've removed one of them from the body.
So I could just like smash this one in my fist and say that's the 4 harm I did.
Yeah,
Like slap it on the
yeah,
floor.
because it is like the central like disc of it. It's like teacup saucer sized.
All right. It claps back now.
All right.
Before, sorry to interrupt, Nora, but I do have a question about the legs, though, because I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
Are they positioned sort of like a Y, where there's like one on each side and one on the back?
Yes. Yeah, it's
Okay,
they're
cool.
they're equilaterally placed, so it'd be like a trilateral body, I think is what it's called.
It's,
Okay, cool.
So it's like one of those claws from the claw machine.
Horrifying.
organic.
Horrifying.
And seemingly working in a group.
The claw.
I'm going to try a thing.
What's the thing?
Tough. Don't fail me now. Okay.
are you
I
doing?
use Daredevil move. Take heal, and I roll 10 plus. Woo! Take 3. 7 to 9. Yeah. Okay. The interrupted move. Take +1 forward. Give another hunter +1 forward. Inflict 2 harm if you are unarmed, and your weapons harm if you are armed. 2 plus. Okay. Let's see. Did 3 of them does have harm in return? Okay. I don't know. Would it? Can I interrupt this thing's move? Like what?
Oh, like keep it from attacking people, I guess.
Yeah, like so she has her mallet and stake. So I imagine like something jutting out to try and hit Winifred or Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
I
gonna
want to
whack-a-mole it?
stake it. Ah, yes, I'm gonna whack-a-mole it. That's even funnier.
I need Olivia to start screaming and yelling, "Stop ruining my childhood!" as she just whacks
Hold
the
on.
thing.
Hold on, I'm getting to that.
Excellent. I wanted to know if your
Yeah,
mind was in that place.
I'm getting to that. I have 2 more. See, I'm gonna give another hunter a +1 forward.
I say give it to Fred.
And not suffer harm in return. So I don't. Technically, I'm not doing any damage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm merely, I
Playing
am.
defense.
Yeah. I am. It's a Daredevil move because I'm fucking jumping in between this mess and fucking get out of that fucking costume.
And see,
And I'm gonna
hitting
give
the costume.
No,
Yeah, who are you
I'm
giving that plus to?
I'm whack-a-moling these things whenever they come up, and then he.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. When you go to like smack these things, as like they start to chest burster, like they have that thing where it's like the chest burster where you can see it like pushing against the skin before it pierces it out.
Yeah.
And so you like hit those as they like try to come out and manage to like smack them out of the way or keep them from smacking Tommy, because he's the one like jumped down on top of it.
Yeah.
But you can tell these things are not fully filling this costume. They're still like give to it when you smack into it. Not enough to like, you're not hitting it hard enough to like find the body inside to do harm, but you're enough to like smacking the arms away, the limbs.
Yeah. That. I'm not getting hurt, and I'm giving Hanzo a +1 because he's the only one that hasn't attacked yet.
Or Carlos.
No, I say give it to Fred. Have him go
Fred-
beat this thing up that's
You
been
know what?
chasing his kid.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Fred, you get a +1
Carlos
forward.
hasn't done anything yet either.
Yeah, but that's a good point that Fred hasn't. This is Fred's
Narrative.
child's tormentor.
Fred gets narrative priority.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Kick
more
this thing's ass,
narratively
Fred.
satisfying to give it to Fred.
Oh.
But
Yeah, Hanzo and Carlos. Oh, sorry.
so yeah, it's one of you guys' turn.
All right.
It,
Well,
Oh, I
get +1 forward, you
I
said?
didn't. I did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not your turn yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So-
alright.
It's gonna be when your turn comes around. You have that +1.
So, Hanzo or Carlos? Hanzo or Carlos, did you have any plans? You have to go Roger Corman there.
I didn't have any idea in particular. I want to see what Fred's action does to this thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Because my answer is going to be we burn it alive and leave nothing behind.
And Carlos,
We can't do that. can't
there's a
do that.
pop of loud screeching static on your headphones that makes you flinch, and the rest of you hear the Ranger Darling theme song with
It's
Chewie the
time
Chupacabra.
for Ranger Darling. Now, wait, why did I go to Animaniacs?
I mean,
Wow.
but
Time for
Yeah,
Ranger Darling now.
Carlos, you may realize now why the theme song is playing as you look at this horrible cartoon mascot. But
She's
so
going
Fred,
deep
your turn,
into
I suppose.
the
Yep.
east. Doo-doo.
I rolled.
Oh, sorry, I keep. Hey, so yeah, you inflict harm on. Oh, well, it's a 9 too.
+1.
Okay.
So 9. No, that's not enough to.
Mhm.
That's fine.
And so you do another 2 harm. And do you fire from where you're at, or do you get closer to have a better chance of not hitting?
It's a hunting rifle. You
friend.
don't actually want to be close.
But your friends are also piled on top of this thing. You still succeeded. I'm just gonna say and
This is, I guess, more for flavor.
yeah, it's a narrative thing.
Use your bat or.
No. The gun is what I want to happen.
Okay.
Gun is what happened. It's just okay. So yeah, Fred, you're keeping a safe distance from it, not within.
If anything,
stabbing range.
I get more distance so that I can make sure I have a clean shot.
Okay. So there's a moment where you are.
It's
waiting
not
while
a
this chaos
shotgun.
is
I'm not
going.
shooting out a spray. I want to make
Yeah.
sure I've got a clear shot of it rather than them.
And as you're watching this through the scope, trying to make sure you're not going to hit Olivia or Tommy or what a Fred is, they're dealing with this thing. You see the wide open mouth of this chupacabra as you see several glints of eyes within it shifting around. Winifred, you killed the one you held too quickly to notice if it had any eyes or mouths or what its body makeup is, I guess. Anatomy, yeah, that's the word. But Fred, there's a moment where Tommy rears back to avoid a stabbing claw that you fire the gun right into this mass of twisting limbs within this costume, and the bullet hits, but the whole body seems to react to it. But that seems weird when you know there are multiple things inside it. It didn't react that way when Winifred crushed the one independently from the others. And
What the fuck?
Um, does anyone want to hazard a guess?
I imagine they're interlocked with
It's-
each other and sharing a nervous system in order to pilot it.
I'm guessing it's like the dungeon meshy armors.
Well, think about how the kids have been surviving this thing.
Fire.
Firecrackers. It might not be
Is
the
it
fire. It
buckles?
might be the noise.
Noise.
And the
Gunfire?
firecracker was always found at the base of where you saw the evidence of it collapsing. And
Might
it
have
just
sensitive
reacted
hearing.
very viscerally to the gunshot.
It does not like loud noises.
So, Hanzo or Fred, or Hanzo or Carlos, if you want to step in.
Show your magic, magic man.
We do the magic, magic man.
We'll do the magic, magic man.
10. Kick some ass with combat magic. Alright, you get the benefits. +1 forward to you or another hunter, inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm in retaliation, or force them where you want them.
I'm going to force them where I want them, or where we want them, which I suppose is just kind of down on the ground.
Oh,
and
they're already being held under Tommy's weight. So that would be
right.
the same effect.
And I'm whack-a-moling them.
Let's just go for extra damage. We're doing a fire missile, so it'd be 3 harm, fire, magic, far, obvious, and loud.
Alright, that
Like,
final modifier was the one I was waiting for. As
Like, there's no,
tell me,
there's no
how
chance
has
of
Carlos
living-
hidden his magic? What was his lie?
Firecrackers.
Firecrackers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you do your signature little firecracker bolt into the mouth of this chupacabra costume. And I'm sorry, Olivia, you have to see this up close. There is a flash of flame and loud popping noise from within it as you hear within this. Oh, I can't do a high pitched voice. I am too masculine. But you hear this high pitched squealing within it as this costume has begun to catch fire.
Oh, this is
And-
unpleasant. This is very unpleasant. It's quite warm in here. Help!
And
Help!
and this thing is flailing and thrashing about inside. And Tommy, you kind of like step back. I'm sure you don't really care about the fire. You're tough, but as you kind of step back as these things are reaching a frenzy, you, Winifred, and Olivia, that y'all step back as like a horrible cartoon of an spider egg sac bursting forth. You see Chewie the Chupacabra on fire burst open as these strange 3-legged creatures begin to scatter off into the distance, or begin scattering off. Most of them on fire. As I will just say, combat has ended. You have defeated the mascot mimic.
As one runs by him, Tommy's going to stomp on it, so we have like one to examine.
A body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you stop that one that was like partially on fire and it was running off in a panic, and you slam it down. It crunches under your limb, but it isn't completely like mosquito squish, so you can't tell what it is.
Yeah. Kill it, not just decimate it.
But yeah, as it seems with the loud noises and the fire, whatever these things were and their home, disguise, destroyed, they have fled into the darkness.
Oh, God, Olivia.
Olivia, you see the
Ooh.
burning head of Chewie the Chupacabra just sitting there.
Yeah, this might be the most upset you've ever seen her. With the exception of, like, when, people fucking sacrificed a man's life and she was very much not happy with that. She
So
understood, but she wasn't happy with it.
I want to add some context. A couple hours before the game, I forwarded the
Motherfucker.
Chewie the Chupacabra entry from the lore section. It's like, I just forwarded that to Nora going, this is very important. And she's like, oh, it is very important. And then we went on with our day until now.
Motherfucker. You absolute bitch. How could you do this to me?
Easily.
I thought we were friends.
So, with this,
Chewie was your friend. Chewie was your friend once.
Wow.
Remarkable creature. Flammable.
So, so, in the adrenaline rush wearing off, as you realize these things probably aren't going to reform now that their disguise has been burnt, and several of them killed. Because as you look at the burning form, you realize that several of your attacks did take out some of them, inside it. Because yeah, these things were acting as a swarm.
Looks at Winifred. What the fuck?
I don't know. I've never seen those before.
Well, at the very least, we can examine this one.
And you
Tommy
pick it
says.
up.
Mhm.
Yeah, the central body is about like 5-6 inches across, kind of like two plates on top of each other. So like they're like I guess more like a clan, where they're like placed together. So, and then equally placed around each side is 3 limbs, and you realize on the underside of one, or what probably is the underside, you realize the limbs kind of flip around where they have a extreme range of motion, so you're not sure. These things probably just flip around upside down or otherwise. There is a mouth on one side, and on the other side there is kind of hidden beneath these like shutters, like chitinous, like eyelids is not the right term, but more like shutters that kind of open up and lift open to expose these bulging eyes that would sneak back, hide back in. And looking at it, each leg is about a foot long. You really, no, that'd be longer. It'd be about 2 feet long. So these things are very spindly, almost like harvestmen, but horrific.
Ugh. Horrible.
Has anyone
creature.
here seen the Lost in Space movie?
I will say that was exactly kind of what I was imagining with the three limb body.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I like it. I like that. I mean, it's been forever since I've seen it, but I liked that movie. But yeah, those weird, fucky spider things are exactly how
Dr. Smith's babies.
These things look in my head. What?
Dr. Smith's spider babies.
Yeah.
Why'd you remind me that movie exists?
Because Sarah did it. It's her fault.
So.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, Winifred, you've seen strange like spiders and crustacean-like creatures, but nothing matching this. Especially the weird way it filled out that body, or the mascot costume.
Yeah, this thing is freaking weird.
Yeah.
Put it in one of your pouches and make sure to keep it.
I am, yeah. She puts it in a specimen container.
That thing's fucked up.
At least
she picks
they
up
don't
Annie
use
like
that suit again.
She looks at you like, just Just looks at you.
What? I'm not getting ambushed by some costume mascot again.
Oh yeah. So now that you're bagging up the specimen in one of the bags, and you realize, looking at the hair sample that you had in another smaller baggie, you
It's
kind
the
of look at
fucking
it.
costume.
Yeah, it's like, oh wait, that's polyester.
So
So-
it is a Sam Squatch.
Yeah, I was laughing at that, you fuck. Like if, like I was waiting for like, I want to inspect the fur. You know, I was waiting for someone to say that, and be like, yeah, you think it's like, this isn't fur, this is like polyester, it's fake fur.
I'm upset.
So, Carlos,
Yes.
as you like kind of look away from where people are like still inspecting the smoldering mascot corpse. Well, I don't know if Fred is. He's probably overlooking at the staircase. But
Yeah, Olivia's not staring at that thing longer than she has to.
actually, yeah, Fred, what are you doing? This might inform some things.
Trying to find my kids. We killed the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
At least most of it. The rest of it fled.
Where's the trail?
It's going
It would
past
be going
up the stairs that we need to.
Then I'm
Yeah,
heading there.
So, Carlos, you would look over and see Fred heading towards the stairs, and you would both see it at about the same time. And I think this would be a good spot to leave off. I know it's a little short, but this feels like a good cliffhanger.
I mean, it's close to 11. It's not short at all.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, right, because for some reason I think it was like 8:30 rather than 8 for me. But, so Fred and Carlos, you both kind of freeze in your tracks as Carlos, you see something familiar, but Fred, this is the first time you've witnessed this yourself, as you yourself are witnessed by formed out of the moss and red weed that kind of curls over this coral. You see about football in size, a human eye staring at you from the meat before it blinks and becomes nothing more than the flesh of the meat around it. Carlos, you've seen this once before.
Oh, fuck, not the fucking eyes again. He
And that's
says
where
that
we'll
just
leave
flat
off.
out loud to everyone. Just like, oh,
And that's where we'll leave off for the night, as Carlos swears.